Well.
Manny,
What is up, Abel?
what is
Mr.
going
Villa.
on?
Been
Not a
a
whole lot,
while,
man. It's been a while. It's been a minute. Depends if you've been holding your breath this long. I don't know if you'll still be alive, right? But
right?
we're back. If you were holding your breath, you could start breathing again. That's
It's
good
been
news.
like, how long has it been? I was on last week Tuesday. I think the last show I did was with the Camille
Camille,
Lightner Playhouse. Yeah,
right? That was good.
had some funky music going on there. It's all right, I can dig that. How you been?
I've been, man. Like I mentioned earlier, man. I feel like Mike Tyson in the 1990s, brother. On the inside,
Let me
on the
see.
outside, I feel like Butterbean, man.
Tyson in the '90s. Was that a good decade for? Yeah, okay, that was a good decade for him.
That's how I feel on the inside, though. I have to say,
Lauda, welcome. Hi, Lauda. Nadia, good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight.
hey,
Man, so much has gone on since the last time we've been on. Well, I don't know if you've been on live on your own stuff, but I haven't been on. It's been, so what, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days about?
11 days. That's record
It's,
breaking.
yeah, it's a long time. I was having some computer issues, so I was trying to clear that up.
Toss your Mac, man.
It's not necessarily the Mac itself. It's the fact that I got so many programs on it, so many things I do with it, and the processing power is just not there.
Ah, I see.
So basically, I've outgrown it, and it's time to upgrade. But right now,
Those are pretty hefty prices.
in between careers right now, so if any, people want to donate, people that are independently wealthy or sugar mamas or whatever. Oh, look, coincidentally, Marisa's there.
Hi.
In case you want to do some more shopping, where it's
Coincidentally.
coincident. Yeah. Welcome, Marisa. I'm glad you and your little girl are good. They had a scare with not COVID, but thought it might be. But turns out they're good right now. So
Glad to hear that.
yeah, glad everybody's good and safe and nothing is wrong at all. So I had a few people ask me, "What are you going to talk about? What are you going to talk about?" Like, change your career? Yeah, I did. I walked away from the airline business. That probably something that should have happened
Way
a
before.
couple years ago. Yeah, and the timing was a little off. Usually you'll set yourself up with something before you leave something, right? Normally that's what you do. But the way it didn't work out that way. I mean, I'm okay right now, but uh, yeah, I'm just in limbo right now, trying to figure out what to do exactly. So I don't know what I'm doing yet. Anybody hiring? Anybody? Fausto, what's up? How you doing, man?
Fausto might hire you out there, bro.
Yeah, I tried with them. I haven't heard back. He's not. He vouched. He put the word in. I just don't know. I don't know. At this point, I'm not. I don't know if I'm done with the airline business for good or what. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm the kind of person that likes to go by certain signs or signals that I pick up, and
That's good.
right now signals kind of I think are pulling me away. Yeah, yeah, and that's cool. I mean, I kind of went through a funk. I'll be honest, still going through it. I miss my coworkers and stuff that I used to work for, and all the traveling and all that stuff.
I mean, that must be a big change, because you were out of your home like 11 months out of the year, basically, right? I mean, you come home, right?
Man.
But if you counted them and put them together, at least 11 months out of the year.
Per month, I would be home 6 days out of every 30 days, roughly something like that on average.
6 days.
Yeah.
6 times 50.
So I don't know. You can call it about 3 weeks every month. I'd be out.
So that's about 11 months working and
almost
1 month at home.
Yeah.
Spread out 1 month, spread out. What?
So yeah, eventually that gets to you, you know. And it did get down on me, but I think I just needed a break from it. And I had a small injury. I was taking time off that, and
How's that going now?
much better. I did some
Like
therapy on
done
the
or
ankle.
therapy?
Yeah, done.
Therapy's
So
good.
I don't know. And some other things happened at home, and you know what? I think that this was supposed to happen. So,
There you go. There you go.
like I said, I'm a big believer in signals, and I think this was meant to be. Loud. I hope that answers your question. Before COVID, we had Chromebook, but because my kiddo is in college now, she has her own terabyte laptop. Nice.
Nice. Terabyte.
Is that a brand, or are you talking about a terabyte of storage? Two
I'm
different things.
sure it's a storage. I mean, have you heard of that? I'm guessing.
I haven't heard of the brand Terabyte. No. I'm a Manny. I'm between taking some continuing ed classes online. Yeah, there's some stuff. You know, I've had the real estate courses sitting on the back burner, and I just been meaning to get to it, and I haven't gotten to it. Well, guess what I'm going to do now?
Real
I
estate
got
courses?
plenty of time. Yeah, so I'm going to get that stuff out of the way. Hilda,
Hi.
how are you? Good evening. Hope you're feeling better. Storage. Yeah, I gotcha.
And going back to continued education, this is one thing that, like, today in the morning, actually, I was thinking about, and I just believe that there's so much that you can educate yourself on that you wouldn't be able to educate yourself on by going to school or anything, right? It's crazy the amount of information that is, like, at our fingertips. It's just that willpower that's gonna make the difference.
Yeah, you know it is. It's a, and just like working from home too. It's a whole discipline. You know, now you don't have somebody breathing on your back, or you don't have, you know, there's not a corporate schedule for you to follow. So you really have to, you got to be disciplined when you're working for yourself or trying to work out of the house, or you know, taking home classes at home.
Really.
Yeah, because you don't have a teacher or a professor there doing, so did you read that or did you do this? No, it's like, yeah, I'm still waking up. You know, you have to treat it like a job.
Willpower.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta get up
I
and
literally, bro, like, I'll get my phone and I'll hide it in a drawer, because if not, I'll be like this all day. And then I'll be like, well, I'm self-educating. I'm learning different things. So I'm starting to take it more serious than before, right? So if I'm learning something on a YouTube video or reading a book, I want my phone away from me, because if not, it's like beep, alert and an alert, and then I respond, and I'm like, I can't, I need to put it away because it's a distraction. So, anyways,
yeah, that's very true. If you don't watch yourself, especially, I don't know if Android phones have this, but the iPhones have a weekly screen time monitor.
Yeah.
And like on mine on Sundays, I'll get a message saying, "Yo, this past week your screen was on, you're down, 10% from last week," and it tells you how many hours your screen was on. And pretty scary if you're not watching that, how much time you spend on that phone. It's not right.
Which, if it's for a good thing, awesome. But I would literally catch myself scrolling on Facebook and then being like, "Oh, let me put my phone down. Like, that's enough." And then I pick it right back up and I open it. I'm like, "What was I gonna look for again?" And I automatically go back to Facebook.
It's automatic. And I'll check Facebook and then I'll put it down, and 30 seconds later I'm like, what's up? Like, what the hell happened in 30 seconds? That I'm gonna die if I miss it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, funny.
When are you gonna start your own business, man? You like sell your voice? Yeah, I am. I'm actually looking into voiceover stuff right now. Now that I got time to make some recordings and that kind of thing. So
awesome, bro. Awesome.
Yeah, definitely looking into that. I've got the equipment, I've got the space, I've got the time.
You got the voice.
The voice. I'm trying to bank on that. So I'll see what I've been lacking motivation and willpower lately. Oh, come on, bro.
Okay, so let's stop with that one real quick, because there's one thing. So yesterday I'm driving around. You know me, dude. I'm trying to be motivating. I try to be this type of guy, right? But I started questioning what happens. Who the hell motivates a guy who's a motivator? So I'm driving around town and I'm like, I'm not feeling it, man. My back hurt. I'm just dragging, bro. And I realized Well, stop. If I stop telling myself, "Oh man, I'm not feeling it today," you know, "Oh man, today's not my day." You know what? I feel so lazy today, man. I'm just dragging. So I'm telling myself these things as a day is a pyramid. What's the difference between today and yesterday? Yesterday, I was like, "Woo, let's go get it, man. Let's go get it. I'm
Yeah.
unstoppable." What's the difference? Okay, so there is a difference right there. Let's go get it. I'm unstoppable. I'm gonna stop. Nothing's gonna stop me from getting it. Oh man, you know what? Today's not my day, man. I'm not feeling it. You know what? That's the difference right there. It's the things that I was saying, the things that I was thinking. So just like we talk about discipline,
Yeah.
that's one thing you need to discipline. So for Mr. Fausto, it's not that you're lacking motivation and willpower. It's like you're thinking and you're allowing the thoughts. You can put a stop to your thoughts. To hey man, you know what? You become consciously aware of your thinking, and you say, okay, I'm going to stop this. I'm not going to allow these thoughts in here no more. And you start thinking a little. Even if you're lying to yourself and saying, you know what, it is my day. Even if you're lying to yourself for the moment, at the end of the day, you're going to thank yourself for changing gears. Sorry if I took those
He's
60.
right. He's right. But being in the airline business, Fausto, what you need is a few days off, bro. You need a vacation. That will burn you out. You guys have been going busy and hard for a long time. Trust me, this is the longest I've been out of the airline business since I've been in the airline business since I think it was what year? 2010, I think, something like that, or 11. And now I feel like, yeah, if I did go back in, I'm freshened up and ready. I definitely needed a break from it. So Fausto, if you have vacation time, man, it'd be a good time to take some right now. It'll help. It's one of those. It's a mental, or what do they call it? A mental break. What are they calling those? A mental health break, and that'll help. I promise. Hey there, Melida. Good evening. I earned 2 degrees online. Takes a lot of self-discipline. Dang,
Nice.
2 degrees. But that took a long time. Had to.
Congrats on that success. Yeah.
Right?
Not everybody can say that.
You can't even imagine how much time that would take. I mean, if it takes a long time just going to school and doing it. I mean, if you apply yourself, you can do it at home quicker, I imagine. But if not, that stuff will take forever. Especially if you're not focused and you're not sitting there doing it for 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day.
You're there studying until you can't see no more. When you love what you're doing, dude, you're reading a book and you can't. Everything's so blurry because your eyes are done, but you're still trying. It's crazy.
Gonna start flipping real estate? I don't know about that. I don't mind selling it. I've sold before. I worked for Century 21 years ago.
Nice.
I got Rookie of the Year. Sold $1 million in the first 8 months or something like that. So I like it. It's fun. It's interesting, that's for sure. Is it winter in Brownsville? Oh, why? The music? Yeah, I changed that for music. That was a little funky for me. I like to view Grant Cardone. Yeah, my kid worked for Grant Cardone and Elena Cardone for almost a couple of years. And she finally left there. She's doing her own thing, her own social media business, her own social media business. But she was working for them 18 hours a day. She was she was in charge of Grant's. She was in charge of Elena's social marketing. And then she got hired. Grant got rid of his guy, so she was working for both of them. And if she didn't sleep, she would have been working 24 hours a day, like frequently.
Crazy. Grant Cardone got a lot of flack when the whole COVID thing happened because he just let go of everybody.
Yeah.
And except his right hand guy or whatever.
Yeah.
And he got a lot of flack for it because he didn't. That's great. Well, it is what it is, right? Grant Cardone is a very successful guy. He made $1 million by the time he was 35 years old, and that's what he talks about. Is all there is work hard for it.
I know, and you think people with so much money. I mean, dude's got, I don't know if his own airplanes, but she's been on his private airplanes, and they've all traveled together. And I don't know. You think with someone with that much money, they'd be a little more, help the little guy out, right? Help your own people out. But I don't know.
A lot of it is just because somebody's valued something doesn't mean that they have the money in their pocket.
Hungry hippo. Hi there.
Hello.
Yeah. So, everybody handles their money differently. I mean, you can't just give your money away, but I don't know. If I had a steady stream of money coming in, even though there was a pandemic. Oh, by the way, did you hear the press secretary, Miss Psaki?
I stopped listening to that stuff, bro.
She actually said the word pandemic while she was talking to
pandemic.
She said the word pandemic.
Like it was planned.
Yeah, I saw that. Hell, if I was a Cowboy fan, I would feel the same. Go Bears. Okay, so I had breakfast with North Golomsky and Roy earlier in the week. We went to this place called Sylvia's on Southmost. You ever been there?
I have not. No.
It's right far off the corner of Southmost and International, kind of behind that Valero that's there.
Okay.
It's a typical little cafe, Brownsville kind of cafes, and everything inside. I started feeling nauseous when I walked in there. I'm like, damn, this place is making me sick. What's going on here? I look around, and there's Dallas Cowboy stuff plastered all over the walls, the tables. No wonder I'm feeling sick.
You're ruthless.
Not a fan, guys. Not a fan. Ben, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Ben.
How's it going, Ben? It's been a while. Vacation coming up. Good. You got to do that. I promise you. I mean, disconnect from work 100%. Don't answer the calls. They can go on without you. They will. And just disconnect, man. Go far away. Fabulous at Melita. Yes, about 2 degrees. Yeah, that's a freaking accomplishment. Kudos. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Nadia. Hit the line and say hello. Hey, Christina. Welcome. Hola. Thanks for logging in. Been there, had to walk out of that place. He been a big Bears fan too, right? He's from Chicago, so. Yeah, as soon as I walked in, I felt nauseous, and then yeah. I mean, food was decent. I'm not putting anything against the food, but if you're not a Dallas Cowboy fan, it's probably a place you don't want to be.
Well, that street is a cowboy capital, so.
Yeah, I know.
Marketing.
I'm glad I live kind of further away from it. I mean, you guys win one game during the season, and then you're having a parade. I mean, even if it's game number 2 of the season,
you can lose and have a parade.
Yeah, it's like we almost won. Parade time.
Woo!
I know you guys are sick that way, but
I've never been to one of those though.
But I mean, I get it. Me and Ben are diehard Bears fans. I'm a diehard Cub fan, so I know what it's like. To have that kind of passion,
to go for the losing team. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, I've been with my Cubs since I was born, and they had a 108-year drought of not winning the World Series.
Shit,
and they finally did. But every year after year, doesn't matter if they were losing, we still loved our Cubs, and it's a hard thing to explain, to understand, but it's just a passion that you're born with, and. What can I say? So I know what it's like, the term lovable loser.
I've been called that before.
That hits home, definitely. Hungry Hippo. White wing hunting is this coming weekend. Stress relief right there. I'm not a hunter, and I don't see the fascination in using a shotgun to kill a bird that's about this big.
Well, it's the same as going and buying some chicken strips at churches. Do you see a fascination in that?
No, I don't like churches. I'd rather go to Canes, Raising Canes.
There you go, Canes.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Raising Canes has some good, fresh chicken. But like I said before, after watching this documentary called What the Health, I haven't been eating too much chicken or meat at all whatsoever.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been eating like a freaking rabbit.
That's
Just
hard.
lettuce and salad and celery juice in the morning.
That's cool.
It takes a while to get used to. But yeah, I'm not, I'm from Chicago. I'm from the city. I'm not a
Oh, I see.
hunter. You know what I mean?
I haven't.
I,
I used to do that when I was like 16. Like out in a field, we would go out there and shoot them doves.
and I get it. I did. I've been out there. I had a client who was Ray Loop, the Loop Farms,
Oh yeah.
and they got the farm out there out in way southmost in Minnesota or something like that. And I did a website for them. Know the family, got to know the family, did other computer work for them, and I went on a hunt with them. And it's just not my thing. I don't talk down on anybody who does the hunting, but just not my thing. That's all. I eat, I have eaten meat, so I'm not going to put down hunting at all. It's just not my thing. That's all. It's a family thing, family tradition. Yeah, I get that. I hear that a lot. But I'm not born and raised in Texas. I'm born and raised in the concrete jungle of Chicago. So
Makes a difference. Yeah,
it does.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Celery juice? Come on, man. I know. Dude, it's gross,
Put
but
something in there. Is there anything else you can throw in there? Pineapple or something?
there's a couple of different purposes. And if you do it raw, just celery, you don't put nothing else in there. Not no apples, no ginger, nothing. You just that's
Just raw.
in its purest form.
A
Yeah.
puree.
Yeah, basically, and it's not. It's like you gotta chug it, otherwise you're gonna
So
just
cool.
chug it. And then for a different purpose, like as a meal, and you got to do this on an empty stomach for your body to really absorb all the nutrients in the celery. So as a meal replacement, then you put some apple in there and some ginger, and I forget what else you put in there. Okay, you can put kale in there too. But yeah, I changed my eating habits. I've changed my diet in the last 4 months, and ever since watching this documentary, I've really changed my diet. It's hard. It's hard to stay away from eating meat and chicken, but little by little.
That's tough, man. I don't know. I don't want to say I can't, but I choose not to. Right? It's more of a choice. It sucks, dude. I can say I can't do it all day long. I know that it's possible, but it's so hard that my stomach just says no. I can't.
Yeah, it's Oh, hang on. So Ray now has a 1419 farm. Oh, okay, cool. That's probably awesome. You know Ray, right, Fausto? I think Fausto knows Ray Loop. There's some kind of connection there.
So
yeah, that's cool. Tell him I said, hey, if you see Ray or Jeff, his brother Jeff. So this documentary, What the Health, it's on Netflix. And you know what? The Miguel Escobar talked about it when he was here a few weeks ago. That PA, that controversial PA, talking about masking and vaccine. He's got his opinions on masking and vaccines and everything. And he was saying the same thing. He's about you're changing your diet and how you have to reduce the foods that cause inflammation. And what's one of the foods that causes inflammation? Meat.
Red meat.
Red meat. And when they talk about causing inflammation, we're talking about immediately. So when you're eating it, while you're eating it, consuming it, your body, certain body parts or your organs start to swell. So this is not something like, 2 weeks later or a month later, your body will swell. No, this is like instant. So take care of your diet. The main thing with all this COVID stuff, and we're going to get to COVID, there's a lot of things on tap we haven't talked about, and it's been a while. Celery and beets, yes, that's good right there. People have asked us if they can hunt here on our property. Poor birdies. I know, right? I didn't find the allure. You shoot the thing, and then you go get it, and then you got to remove all the shot out of the pellets out of it, right? It's like, and then they cook it right there. You get a few birds, and then you peel them or whatever. You clean them out, put the breasts out there. You start cleaning them. You start cooking them. But it just, I don't know, not my thing. Marisa, you should charge money to hunt on your
Yeah,
property.
I know a few properties that do. I mean, there's plenty of them, right?
The doctor told me I had to cut tortillas, so I did cut them in pieces when I eat them. You cut them, but you cut them in pieces. That's good. I like
Man,
that.
I've been saying, dude, there's those tortillas here at HB. There are 3 carbs compared to like 29 carbs in a regular tortilla, and that's a good alternative, in my opinion, because I can't leave tortillas. Hey, I mean, or bread.
Yeah. So, yeah, Marisa, she goes, "Thanks, Manny. I haven't had a hot dog since our conversation." So there was an article last week about hot dogs. Did you see this?
36 minutes to eat a hot dog or something.
No. For every hot dog you eat,
I didn't read it though. What was it about?
every
I
hot
stayed
dog
thinking about it. I was
they
like, I just
estimate.
ate, I ate 4 hot dogs, for example.
Oh,
I
dude,
just
that's
lost like
two. You
$200.
you just lost 2 hours of your life. So for every hot dog that you eat, it takes off 35 minutes of your life.
Oh, it's a lifespan thing.
Yeah.
Holy,
So that's why I
imagine those.
posted. Let me see. I'm from Chicago.
Holy,
I go to a lot of baseball games. You know how many hot dogs I've eaten in my lifetime?
hmm.
Said I should be dropping dead any minute now.
My condolences to the family.
And so I don't know how true that is, but what I do know that is true. Yeah, stay away from the hot dogs. What I do know that is true is, okay, you ready for this?
All right.
Saturated fat
Uh huh.
is what causes diabetes, not
Oh.
eating sugar.
Um.
They say, relatively speaking, sugar is kind of harmless for you. Once you have diabetes, well, then that's another story. But sugar does not cause diabetes. Saturated fat, all these processed foods, including meat from the deli,
Which is there's a combination to it. There's a combination where if you only eat fat but no sugar, then you'll be okay. But if you eat both, then you're not gonna be okay.
yeah, there's some combination of
There's
that.
something about that cell that soaks it up. That kind of weird.
It's
Oh, I
true.
want some of that shit. One
Oh
day I
man,
want to eat one of those hot dogs, bro. We gotta get out there
dude,
just for a hot dog.
Vienna beef hot dog is so freaking good, or Polish sausage.
I'm getting hungry, man. Anyways,
Oh,
I'll lose 36 minutes of my life right now for one of those.
right? Yeah, I'll lose a couple hours of my life. I have an Italian beef combo. It's got the beef and the Italian sausage in it. They dunk it in the gravy completely. Oh man, it's so good.
Imagine the guys who do the hot dog eating contest. They probably die when they're like 23.
Oh man, I can't even imagine. I mean, besides what the hot dogs do to their bodies, I just the physical act of eating that many that fast.
I know hot dogs are terrible, bro. Like I used to eat hot dogs. I loved hot dogs, but now one of them beef ones. They sound really good. But like last time, I was like, oh man, what can I eat? And I'm like, hot dog. I'll eat a hot dog, and I'm like, oh nah, man, not even. Like it just disgusts me for some reason. I don't know why. It just did.
Yeah, you know what? I go through phases myself where it's like I'll crave a hot dog. So you'll go, here there's no freaking hot dog stands down here. So you have to go and buy a pack of hot dogs. You buy whatever, 8 in a pack or whatever, 8 or 10 in a pack. And then you eat one, maybe you have 2. And then I'm like, I'm done. It's like I'm done for 6 months or whatever. I just,
They're bad.
And saturated fat is what kills you. Saturated fat is what causes diabetes. Any kind of processed foods. Any processed foods.
Processed foods are terrible.
Hot dogs, sausage. I mean, right now everything is processed. Any microwave meal, even the healthy choice and all that crap, garbage. All that. Hot Pockets, garbage. Those little pizza rolls in the microwave, garbage. Frozen pizzas, done. None of that. Any deep fried foods, French fries, onion rings, bacon, And I know, try to tell a Texan not to eat meat, right? Not to eat bacon. How's that going to work? It's not. The other thing that's bad for you is eggs. Eggs. Well, the yolk is not bad. Is the yolk is bad for you? You can eat the egg whites. So whenever you see egg white this and egg white that, yeah, there's a reason for that. Because there's so much saturated fat in that little yolk. And there's something about eating an egg is equivalent to smoking, I don't know how many cigarettes or whatever. There's carcinogens. These foods have carcinogens in them. And some of these foods are just as bad as smoking a damn cigarette. This is true. This is true. So, you want to avoid COVID? Well, then you have to change your lifestyle. You have to change your eating habits. You got to boost your immune system. And I'm still working on something to figure out what kind of foods will boost your immune system, including vitamins. So it's a project. It's a process. It's a lifestyle change. You can't tell somebody to just, I tried telling somebody quit eating meat like right now, but I get it. I'm a human being. I understand you can't just stop eating meat. Like people have been eating meat their whole damn life. You know, that's how do you tell somebody just stop?
Our ancestors,
And, and our teeth are not made for, we're made to eat plant-based diets, vegetables, fruits. Our teeth aren't made for cutting meat.
We evolved into not being able to bite a raw cow.
Yeah. And that's what, canines are supposed to be for, canine teeth. They're canine. They're back here made for chewing, that kind of stuff, for cutting meat. But guess what? We're not going to bite into an animal to kill it and tear the meat off of it. That's not what we're made for. So, I mean, that right there is a giveaway. The other thing that's not good for you, believe it or not, I know I'm telling you all this stuff. Milk.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. Full of hormones, antibiotics, all kind of vitamins that are meant for the cows. Yep. You know what milk is designed for? For the calf, for the cows, to feed their babies. That's what milk is for. That's their nutrition it's kind of like babies, right? They need milk for their first whatever till they grow their teeth.
Yeah.
Same thing.
And besides that, they inject it. All the cattle get like 200 injections of different vitamins and stuff, to get more from the cow. Well, we drink that milk. Guess what we're drinking?
All that stuff. If you look at a person who's been drinking milk all their life versus another person, they're huge.
And by default, I know a lot of people don't know this either. By default, humans are lactose intolerant.
Wow.
The only milk we're supposed to drink is from our mother's breast milk. And that's it. There's a high percentage of, in each race, Hispanic, Black, White, Asian, that are lactose intolerant. It's a huge number. And we're born that way. We're not supposed to drink milk. Milk is not made for human consumption. Watch The Game Changers on Netflix. What did you say you were watching? What the Health. What the Health. Instead of hell, it's health. It's on Netflix. And then they go on to talk about, okay, so all these foods that are bad for you, milk, dairy, any kind of dairy product, cheese, yogurt, don't drink it. Don't eat it. Done. It's got carcinogens in there. And then guess what? The American Cancer Society, guess what they promote? All this, everything they promote, it's got saturated fat in it. Same thing with the American Diabetes Association. Same thing with the Susan G. Komen Foundation. They promote these things that are bad for you, that cause cancers. And why are they promoting, some of them you can eat. Some of the recipes call for bacon wrapped chicken or something like that. And look at all these pizzas that you can buy. Pizza Hut, extra pizza in the crust, pizza all over the place. And all these corporations are feeding these, the ADA, the Cancer Society, the Komen Foundation. Well, and how does that work? If you're trying to fight it, yet you're promoting all this crap that's bad for you.
It's a money making thing.
Yeah, it is. Sam's. Talking about the hot dogs. Sam's Club. Yeah, man, I know I've done that too. I don't know if they did that. If they did this here in Brownsville, but in Chicago, the Home Depot had a little hot dog stand right at the entrance there. And as you were going in or coming out, you can stop and buy a hot dog or Polish sausage. It was so good. Heard there's a hot dog stand in the works downtown. Yeah, we'll see what kind of hot dogs they serve. Because me and Ben know Vienna beef is the only way to go, really. Teeth haven't changed much since human discovery of fire. Our teeth are designed to eat plants, fish, and water ground dwellers. The discovery of fire only made our stomachs smaller. And that's the only reason why we can eat meat is to eat it once it's cooked.
Yeah.
It's not meant to tear the flesh apart from live animals. Saturated fats are great for humans. No, they're not. It's the best way to retain fats for stored energy. Nope.
Without sugar.
Couches or behind desks all day. That's the bad thing. Oh, that's true. That's absolutely true.
Our bodies were not designed to sit behind. I was just talking to my wife about that today. Like, this is the things that our body is not designed for.
Yeah, a sedentary lifestyle, just to sit behind a computer all day or whatever.
Yep.
Or just.
But yeah,
sit.
saturated fats. If you did, there's research that shows that it's not the saturated fats; it's a combination with the sugar. There's an actual study on it. So I know what she's talking about.
It's funny how they talk all that crap back in the 60s. You never heard of all this crap. They put too much crap in everything, so now we get sick. Yeah, now you're right. You're right. Milk was safer to drink, 50, 60 years ago than it is now. Same thing with meat, chicken. They inject these chickens with steroids. So a normal chicken that might be this big is now friggin' this big.
Full of water too. Yeah.
More money. It's all about money.
Pound by the pound.
Yeah, you got to eat. And what's good to eat? A fruit that are red, fruits that are antioxidants. If you don't want a Vienna hot dog, you don't know crap about hot. Yeah, if you don't know what Vienna beef is, yeah. Ben, I can actually order a case of Vienna beef hot dogs, like 96 hot dogs that come in a box. I'm thinking about doing it. We need to replace the color red with beets. Yeah, and you got to eat things like berries, blueberries, blackberries, cherries. That stuff is good for you. Red wine is good for you. Red wine is real good for you.
I'll consider that.
Yeah, I could use some right now, actually. Good thing is they don't charge you for big breasts on chickens. Yeah, but then they say, oh, these are organic chickens. So then you pay a lot more for organic, which means supposedly there's no steroids pumped into it, but there always is some kind of vitamins pumped into these animals. Always is. And if not, you're going to pay a premium for it. Anyway, watch that documentary. It's called What the Health. It's on Netflix. So what else is going on? So much in the news going on.
I haven't seen the news, man. It's been a while. So what is going on? Catch me up.
Oh, man. Where do we begin? Mask mandates at all the school districts in Texas.
Uh-huh.
Governor Abbott says, nope, no government agency can
supersede.
Can make a mask mandate and enforce it. So a lot of lawsuits going back and forth. And so far, I think, if you go with who's winning, I would say Governor Abbott's winning right now. But schools are fighting it. They want these kids there masked for 8 hours a day. And I think I'm about choice. And I don't think it's healthy for a kid to be wearing a mask for 8 hours a day.
I also don't think it's healthy for kids to be learning about a lot of stuff for 8 hours a day that is not going to help them after school. After school's done. But yeah, the mask, I understand what you're talking about when it comes to health. It's not. But it's also not healthy for somebody to be there with COVID sneezing on everybody.
Yeah, at the same time, people want to say, well, there's evidence that the masks are effective, but I just don't believe that to be true. I really don't.
So the purpose of the mask then is like no purpose by these scientists.
No, and there's a video going around, and Facebook was trying to block it from my feed, and I think it's a doctor. Was it a doctor? I can't remember. I have to watch it again. But do I have a mask here? Yes, yes, I do. He takes a mask and he gets one, and then he does like 3 or 4 masks, and he puts layers.
Uh huh.
And he says, if I can put this on, if I take a deep breath, blow out, I'll blow out, and if the phone fogs up, that's proof that particles are getting through.
But what if the phone was wearing a mask? Do you think the particles would get through? Put a mask over the phone
Put a mask over the phone.
and see if there's particles. I mean, there has to be
There
variable.
would be going through because they're breathing. If you're not a phone. If you're a phone, you're not breathing.
If you
But a human
Well,
is breathing.
a human is producing heat, and the phone is not producing heat. So if a phone is nice and cool, and you go to it, it's gonna fog up with heat. I, I don't wear my mask, Manny. I don't. But I'm just saying, experiments have to be. There has to be a variables, and there has to be like a proven thing. Like,
I know, and that's the thing. There's no hard evidence. And the other thing there's no hard evidence of is that kids transmit and pass this between them or to other people or to adults. There's no evidence of that either.
there's evidence of a lot of kids that are sick of it right now.
There's evidence of kids that are sick, and they keep throwing this. Oh, he's got COVID, or they got COVID, or he died of COVID. And there was some article going around. Well, somebody sent it to me, or they posted it, that said a teacher in California infected half the class with COVID, and it was supposedly a CNN article. Show me the evidence. If that's true, show me the evidence.
I mean, how could somebody?
What's half the class? Is it 50 kids? All right, then show me 50 positive tests.
Okay, that would be the evidence. How many kids? So they didn't talk about how many kids.
No, they just said half the class.
Which if it was 2 people, it was like 1 guy.
I know, right? Exactly. and then, how many false positives do these things come out with? From what I understand, there's a lot of false positives. So a lot of that could be, tested again and see what happens.
Plenty.
And now, I will tell you this much. I've tried to reach out to actual physicians, doctors. Some people have a problem with PAs coming to talk. I don't know why. I don't have a problem with it. So I was trying to get some real physicians, I'll use that word, physicians, doctors, MDs to come and talk and ask, but they don't want to come online. They don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to speak publicly.
Well, even then, there wouldn't be experts in COVID, bro. That's like if you have a heart attack, you go to a cardiologist, right? You go to your kidneys, you go to a certain specialist. There's difference. There's no COVID specialist. This thing just started. Yeah. There should be a virologist. The virologist should know more about a virus, about how it works.
Yeah, and I've reached out to a couple of those too, and I'm waiting to hear back. So it seems like the only people willing to come on are the PAs and people who, I don't know. You know what? Lately, I'm taking a stance where if I can't confirm somebody's credentials, I'm not going to have them on because there's so many videos going around and, doctor so-and-so. And it turns out he wasn't a doctor, or so-and-so nurse, registered nurse, and it turns out she was not a nurse at all.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. And I hate putting up that kind of false information, that kind of fake news. Yeah, that I got a problem with. I don't want egg on my face. Plus, the egg's not good for you. If you wear a mask, put a lighter in front of it, and if you can blow the fire out, the mask is no good, and you can still catch it. Yeah, this is true too.
Put a mask on the lighter.
Put a mask on the lighter. Yeah.
That's to go both ways. Like, I mean, the science behind the mask, and again, I don't wear a mask. You see me anywhere on the streets of Brownsville, I'm not wearing a mask. So I'm not for it. But these tests that they're running and they're showing on these videos, it just is, I mean, it's not credible. Let's put a mask on in front of the lighter and put a mask on you
And it's not even
Hello.
just that. You wear this thing all day. This is like a germ catcher right here.
Yeah.
You just keep putting it on your face. You take it off, you put it back on. You take it off, and you're breathing all this stuff.
So it's a germ catcher. But a lot of people say don't wear a mask because you need to be exposed to germs so you can your
So your
body can
immune
become
system,
immune.
right?
But
Let
now,
your immune system work.
okay. So if there's a germ catcher on your mouth, what's gonna happen? Your
You're gonna
immune
keep
system is gonna work on those germs, right?
theoretically, yes, but now you got some nasty germs that are being built on here from just being
What's the
moist all
difference
day
between
long.
a nasty germ and a
I don't
nasty
know.
germ from the outside?
I wish I could tell you.
It can't, right? Because it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense.
But if you're breathing in this thing for 8 hours a day or 6 hours a day, and this thing is moist, that
Oh,
can't be good.
yeah, yeah.
Can't be good.
Bacteria buildup.
Now, switch this mask onto what these little kids are wearing, and put these on them all day.
Manny, if I had COVID and you don't have COVID, would you meet up with me today without a mask?
I would.
Without a mask, I'm sneezing, I'm coughing at
If
your
you're
house.
coughing, I would keep my distance. I would. But I've learned to do that already because
I'm
I don't
just
want to breathe what you're coughing, COVID or not COVID. I don't want to breathe what you're coughing or what you're sneezing.
so
Those sneeze when you sneeze, that spray stays in the air. I forget for how many minutes it can linger in the air.
okay. So well, how can you prevent taking in that
Well, you're supposed to like this. Oh yeah,
lingering?
sneeze into your elbow, right? Or I've seen people do this:
But you know,
cough,
people don't do that.
cough, and sneeze into your shirt, and
Like
keep
us
all
said,
the.
we have manners. We do that, but you know, there's people who poke their nose and eat their boogers,
Oh, and little kids. I mean, they're
and
just being
grown-ups
kids. Grown
at
ups too. That's
stoplights.
disgusting. But little kids, and I put that meme out last week where the mom is taking the mask from the little kid. The little kid just got home from little Johnny just got home from school, and she said, "Oh, this ain't the mask you took this morning." He's like, "Oh no, I changed it with
You swapped
Laura, and
swapped
she swapped
mask.
it with David." And he's wearing a mask that two other people wore. But that's just kids, and that's what they do. How do you stop that? You can talk to your kid and try to prevent it, but
No, they're not in the control of the parent once they're live. You know, once they leave your home, anything is possible. Imagine one teacher controlling 26 kids, saying, like, "Hey, don't share masks," or "Hey, whatever." It's difficult. It's difficult.
yeah. So for me, there's got to be more. There just isn't enough there. There isn't enough. I mean, even without the mask, there's not enough evidence to suggest that yes, kids are super spreaders.
But what if they're just like normal spreaders? They don't have to be super spreaders.
Well, by super, I just mean like you're in the environment around a lot of people where you can spread things.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Like they're canceling concerts. The NRA was having their annual meeting in Houston. They canceled that. So
Didn't they say
because of COVID.
the Democrats that flew out ended up with COVID or something when they were
Some of them,
flying?
yeah. Those that took off from Texas, they went to DC just so they wouldn't vote
Uh-huh.
on many things. Well, some of them ended up with COVID. Whether it's true or not, you assume it's true because it was all over the news on different networks, all kind of networks it was on. So a handful of them did come down with COVID.
So
And
that's kind of evidence that they can get it. They were not wearing their mask inside their plane or something.
yeah, and the funny thing is, as I was in the business, and Fausto knows this too, there has not been an incident of people on an airplane, 50 people were infected because somebody had COVID. It's never happened. It's never happened. Yes, everybody wears their masks and there's a lot of precautions taken. Everybody uses those little alcohol swab things, little towels, and they wipe things down. And people didn't shake hands a lot more. Now it's just a fist bump or an elbow bump. You don't rub your eyes. You don't rub your mouth, your nose, which is typically how you catch a cold, a regular cold, a rhinovirus. Is you touch something that's infected, then it's on your fingers, and then you rub your nose or you rub your eyes. Boom, you're sick. You're the beginnings of getting sick. Like, even though just a flu, but that's how it starts. So the last year and a half, people have now been more, thank goodness, more disciplined. They wash their hands more. They try not to touch their face. They don't. They try not to touch people so much. So I don't know. I think, and I could be wrong. It's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a PA or nothing like that. I'm not a scientist. But if you're saying masks work, then show me the evidence of it. That's what I want to see. Big concert coming up at the island for Labor Day. The Cumbia King. Oh, really?
They're still alive, damn Cumbia Kings.
Really?
They're still milking the cow.
The Cumbia senior citizens? What are they, like 50 years old now?
Wow.
Outdoor venue, yeah. Let's see if they allow it to happen.
I mean, Obama had a party, so why wouldn't they allow it?
Well, because he's a Democrat. Now you're getting political. Look, Lori Lightfoot, Chicago. They were going to implement a mask mandate for the entire city. Oh, wait, but let's let Lollapalooza concert first, and then we'll implement it after that. And there were freaking thousands of people at this thing. Now, and I'm curious to know what happened there. Now it's 2 weeks later.
Well, one thing I am curious to know right now is, remember, way before COVID, the Chinese people used to wear masks, the Asian people?
Yep.
Why would they wear masks? You know, I'm curious to know that. I wish I can't pull it up right now, but I need to.
Yeah, even before this traditional COVID-19 hit, the last many years at the airport, I've seen the Asian people wearing their masks, no matter.
What was the philosophy behind that? Is it like a religious thing or what?
No, I'm assuming it's hygiene, protect themselves from airborne illness. People with colds, they don't want to get sick, they don't want to catch a flu.
So somehow they were preventing themselves from getting that cold by wearing a mask, which is the same way like that, you know. Okay.
So, earlier in the week I went to Lotus Cafe, Chinese restaurant. You don't need a mask to walk in there. They don't mask you. They don't card you. They don't mask you. There's no sign on the door. Nothing. Now the people that work there are wearing masks, but they don't bother you to put one on or none of that stuff.
That's good.
I know the owner. His name is Peter Yao.
I used to plant trees for him. All the little wax leaf trees that are there on the side.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I was thinking, I wonder if he knows something, because here's a gentleman who's Chinese American, but he's not forcing people to wear a mask when you come in the door. Like some restaurants, you must have your mask on when you walk in. Then
but you can walk into Walmart or anywhere else without it.
So, see what I mean? There's a lot of inconsistencies, and if we cave in with all these, I'll call them demands, it's just never going to stop. I mean, if it's not Delta, it was Lambda. If it's not Lambda, it's whatever the next one's going to be, depending on what season that we're in. And then we're going to get into fall and winter until, guess what? It's going to be a different variant.
For another 10 years, 20 years.
Oh, we could be masked up for a couple of years. Are all airlines working U.S. asking passengers to get a PCR prior to flying within the U.S.? No. Not from what I understand, not yet, not right now. They are not asking for that. They have not. And I know there's talk about doing it. And definitely other countries are requiring it. Internationally, they're requiring it. But it hasn't got to a point where they're asking for that just for domestic travel. Thank goodness. You want to talk about a mutiny and a big problem, a revolt in this country, start asking for that. Let's see how many people wear masks.
At that party in South Padre Island. That concert.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's how can you tell people to wear a mask outside? Now, if you're talking about, 1,500 people in a small, tight space, like, say, Clayton's, where 1,500 people would be allowed. I don't even know how many people fit there. But if it's that crowded, well, then I would say if you're shoulder to shoulder with 1,000 people, then okay, fine.
The thing about it, where I do see I don't know what to call it. I forgot that word I was going to say. So where I see it like a dilemma is that So yeah, I can sit here all day and say, yeah, you can't blow out a lighter if you use double mask or whatever, right? Blah blah blah. Now we're comparing, humans in an area, but what if out of, let's say, 1,500 people don't have COVID, but they all have to wear a mask? You know what I mean? That's when it's not fair, right? Because what if it's like I tell my wife, I can protect myself all the damn time. It's been 2 years now, just about,
Yeah.
and let's say I've never even been around the thing. What if I've never even been around the thing, but we've been living this way or whatever, and that's why I will not accept to live in full control of the fear. I respect it to a certain extent, um, but what if we've never even been around it, and here we are, like at night, thinking, "Whoa, what if I got it? Because I got a sore throat." You know, like
Yeah.
something.
And you do. There are some people who have been locked. I don't say locked up. I'll call it locked up, but they don't go
Yeah,
out anywhere. They don't go out to eat. They're home like almost all the time, and
yeah,
they've
you're right.
been that way for 18 months.
You're right.
So, see, I'm worried about those people because now you haven't let your immune system fight or try to fight anything. You've just been protecting yourself. I mean, I get it, but I think somebody said, who was it? I think it was Ed Hernandez. Was it Hernandez that was here last week? He said a healthy immune system, a normal healthy immune system, kicks the ass of any vaccine. So
That's awesome.
that says a lot. So get your immune system healthy. In Asia, masks were worn due to hype. That's it. I knew it was something. You're right.
Pollution.
Dude, they got nasty pollution over there in Hong Kong. Nasty pollution. Smog. I mean, you look out and you always see a haze. You see a haze all the time. Kind of like LA, but worse than LA. So they do it in environment to prevent respiratory allergies due to airborne allergens and contaminants. Yes, you're absolutely right, Lynn.
Where's the answer I was looking for?
Hey, Betty Rubble, what's up? Watching, wanted to comment, but having issues with my iPhone. I don't see COVID ever going away. We just need to watch out for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever going away. This is one of those things like the flu. It'll be here. And eventually your body will learn to deal with it. And eventually there will be herd immunity. And eventually presidents will change. And guess what? The virus will kind of disappear. It'll fade away.
But there's countries that have a different president, and it's there,
Yeah.
and they've been through a few other presidents, and they're, besides media, there really are burning bodies in other countries, because so they're going through all these things where they're dumping bodies on the side because they don't know where to do it in other little third world countries, bro. It's crazy.
What's bad is in India. I mean, it was already bad, but when they have this tradition that they burn the bodies, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And they'll burn it. They'll put wood on top and underneath and whatever the accelerant is, and they burn the thing. And then they throw it in the river. And people are doing this every day. It's a religious thing. It's a cultural thing. People are dying every day. They're burning bodies every day. And they're throwing bodies in the river every day. The same people that are in that river taking a bath, washing themselves with that water.
Fresh spring water.
Drinking the water. Washing the vegetables and the food with that water.
Yeah, these guys, they in India, they believe that, they burn their bodies that way when they're leaving into the afterworld. They believe in DNA, bro. So it's like the clothes that you wear, you leave DNA behind. So they literally don't give that close to nobody else. They burn the body that way. It's quicker for that soul that's leaving to come and recuperate everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you said, it's a tradition thing.
It is. And I can't, I've thought about going there just to watch all this stuff happen, but then it's like, I'm so afraid to be so close to it. I mean, even the smoke coming from the body, that can't be good for you to breathe that stuff.
The smell, I'm sure.
Hey, Ben, you're right, man. Take care of your immune system and you will be fine. If you have read the Bible at all, that stuff in the Bible of diseases that will get to the people, I've read it and there are things to come. Yeah. That's what they say, and I'm okay. Things can happen, and things will happen. Definitely boost your immune system. You know what they're here? Let me show you something. We're talking about vitamin C. This is one of the things I read to help either prevent it or once you have it. Vitamin D, all right, 5,000 to 10,000 milligrams a night. 5,000 to 10,000, all right? Vitamin C, 3 to 4 doses a day. So, two, two, 2,000 milligrams. So, okay, so you take a tablet, there's 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. So, take 4 or 5 of those a day. So, let's say 5,000 milligrams of vitamin C every day. Zinc, at least 50 milligrams, depending if you're having symptoms. If you don't have symptoms, then down to 25 milligrams. Turmeric, take turmeric. Melatonin to help you sleep at night. And I'm a big believer of this one. Antiseptic mouthwash, Listerine. Wash your mouth before you go to bed. Gargle before you go to bed. Again in the morning, wash your mouth, which you should anyway, right? Wash and rinse and gargle. And then in the middle of the day, gargle, rinse your mouth with Listerine again. And you do that stuff, vitamin C and everything, Listerine, you will not get sick. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. It's the government that's doing all this crap to us. You know, there was another meme of a lady. Obviously, she was very large, big lady, and they were saying that she died because of COVID. And her last words were something like, you know, you unvaccinated did this to me, and which is ridiculous because the lady was obese. It's like, you know, you did this to yourself. Your immune system. You're not a healthy person.
That's critical. That's criticism.
It's personal responsibility, man. You got to get yourself healthy. It's not, you know, if you're obese, you're in a higher risk category.
There's a. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, you brought it up, brother. Come on.
Look, it's because it's just a whole different topic, bro. I don't want to get into it, but I will since you said to do it.
I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to, man.
I'll do it. So it's nothing bad. It's just it is a personal responsibility. But what is a personal responsibility of somebody who's healthy? Somebody who's healthy, their personal responsibility is their person, right? This is me. I'm healthy. Not me, right? If I was healthy, I'm healthy. I'm good. But it's okay for you to see somebody who's unhealthy walk right past you and not try to help somebody. So we grew up around McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Cane's, you know, all this garbage, bro. We've been talking about it tonight. And we grew up with it since we're kids. Oh, here's a Happy Meal. You did good at school. We're gonna buy you a Happy Meal, right? So they're already, you know, it goes far beyond just being. Oh, you're obese, so your diet. It's your personal responsibility. But it goes back to the guy who said, I think it was Ben, the government is doing this to. The government is allowing more publicity for these bigger markets that are preaching unhealthy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you go to school. What do people do? They complain. They complain because they say, "Oh, that garbage they feed the kids at school. That's garbage." But it's not real beef. You know, they're feeding them a soy burger or something else. They're feeding them green beans. They're feeding them these other things, right? But parents will complain. They're feeding them this garbage. They're feeding them this It's crazy, bro. So it is not the government doing it, but they're already allowing it, and it doesn't matter. You know, one thing that our body, one of the hardest things that our body can go through is dopamine. Our brain produces dopamine.
Yep.
Same dopamine when you do drugs, you feel that high. It's the same dopamine that you feel when you eat sugar. Your body can't tell the difference. You'll drink a Coke and you'll be like, "Oh man, that was delicious," you know. And then you see a Coke and your brain's like, "Oh, give me another one." And you go and you drink another one.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a dopamine rush that is already being integrated into our kids since they're children, since I was a kid, since you were a kid. You know, it's not like they were saying, "Here, eat this crap because it's green and it's good for you." It tastes like shit, but it's good for you. You know, no, it was the McDonald's commercial. You know, with the new Hot Wheels that just came out. So, anyways, the personal responsibility. Once you're hooked on that dopamine thing, you know, the dopamines are rushing. It's really hard, especially like you, Manny. I mean, perfect example. You cut down. How hard was it for you to change your diet?
Oh, it was hard. It was not easy.
Right, hard. And you're not an obese person. Imagine an obese person, how hard it would be. They don't have the support. All they do is get called fat asses all day long. You know, you're a damn fat ass. You're never gonna lose weight. And then they try, and it's like, oh, the dopamine for the triple meat. Anyways,
I know, and at the same time, okay, so I get that. So let's say we have a responsibility to help your fellow guy, to help people in the community. So, I've tried to do that, and for one, it's not easy. They have a sickness, it's an illness, and they can't just okay, I'm going to stop eating cheeseburgers or I'm going to stop going to McDonald's. And sometimes they even get angry at you. It's like,
oh
yeah, you know what? You just mind your own business. I'll take care of myself. All right, okay. It's like,
yeah,
what the hell? It's like,
that they don't need the help.
what can you do?
They don't want the help. There's difference.
I'm trying to post something up here. Okay, let me uh, let me open this file up so you guys can see what I'm looking at here.
Black garlic. Wow.
Black garlic. What the hell's black garlic?
I know. That's what I'm wondering too. It sounds interesting. I know moringa. Yeah.
Okay, here's this. Now I found this online from a doctor. It was a physician who was talking about how to boost your immune system and help fight COVID. So there it is, and it sounds a lot of it I've heard. The vitamin D, the vitamin C, the zinc, the turmeric I've heard, the baby aspirin, the mouthwash. The numbers are right there for you guys who need to see that, who want to see that. I'm not going to say who put it out there. I mean, this doesn't sound like an outrageous claim or anything that's going to hurt you. Turmeric, be careful with, because if you take too much turmeric, it can actually turn your skin orange. And it can do that. It really can do that. And turmeric itself can cause some problem. Your body may not agree with it. So careful with the turmeric.
I wonder what the melatonin is about.
That helps you sleep. I mean, 5 to 10 milligrams, that wouldn't work for me. I'd have to take like 50 or 60 milligrams.
Because we produce melatonin.
Yeah, but not enough. Some people don't produce enough. And then if you've got some health issues and you're trying to get to sleep, so take a look at that. Use it for what you want. Take a screenshot or whatever you want to do. The vitamin C thing, though, I truly believe in that.
It's been around for years, right? I mean, ever.
You can take a lot of vitamin C. Some countries treat cancer with vitamin C.
Damn.
High doses of vitamin C. We're talking 100,000, milligrams.
I wonder what countries do that. That's
yeah.
crazy.
I'm gonna look at. I can't remember. Right. I knew about this many years ago because I was starting to question why the United States it's illegal to treat cancer with anything except for chemo and radiation.
Wow. Like to like medically, right? Like
yeah.
Anybody who's certified, you can't treat it any other way.
No. And if somebody wants to correct me if I'm wrong, if you're going to ask your doctor people, I don't know what kind of answers you'll get, but I did hear that from oh man, where did I hear that? It was some science medical documentary. It was about cancer many years ago. Man, it's almost, I'll think of it in a minute. I'm trying to think of it. So if I'm wrong, but I remember hearing that and I was flabbergasted.
Crazy, man. You know what's crazy too is also the long-term effects of COVID. I got a friend, he got through the COVID. It was hardcore, bro. Like for 3 weeks, he finally crawled out of it, but he's still with an oxygen tank. and they broke the news to him 2 days ago that his lungs suffered like damage forever. Like he's gonna have to be using the tank for the rest of his life.
Oh man, see that's horrible. I had a coworker when I was working. One of my coworkers came down with COVID, and the COVID got to her nervous system, so she was having problems with trembling and that kind of thing. And
It's a
I
trip.
don't know.
It's a
Like I
trip.
said, some people have certain are susceptible to certain things, and if you're immunocompromised, I forgot the word.
Yeah, immune compromised.
Yeah, if your immune system is compromised, then yeah, I mean, if not just COVID, almost anything else could affect you a lot harder.
Anything. Yeah, even
Yeah,
the flu. Yeah,
even the flu. Yep, exactly. Take care of your immune system. Don't blame it on anything else. If your immune system is screwed up, then you're in trouble. This is so very true. Melida, oh yeah, she mentioned this before to me. Plant Pure Plant Nation and the weight of the nation.
wow.
Pure Plant Nation. That's I got to watch that one. And then there was another one. What was that? The Australian guy who started juicing.
Oh shoot,
What was it? Fat, sick, and nearly dead, or something like that.
man. You know that what the health one is the one that turned my wife vegan. When that one came out, dude,
Dude,
she's been a
I
vegan
know.
since, and I'm like, what the hell? Like I would not even watch that thing.
I know. I've watched that back to back like four times in a row. I'll watch it back to back. There's so much information in that thing, and I believe it. I totally believe it. I totally believe that red meat affects you immediately. It affects you immediately. Not 2 months from now, or not when you're 50 or when you're 60. No, it affects you immediately while you're consuming it. And inflammation is a problem with COVID. Hey, watch that fat ass stuff. I'm 67 and a little heavy, 330, but I still watch my immune system and doing fine. Good for you, Ben. Stay healthy. Stay healthy. I believe it's the UK that uses vitamin C for cancer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you may be right. You may be right. So think about it. Treating cancer with vitamin C. I mean, is that amazing? And if vitamin C is strong enough for that, why wouldn't you just take it every day? And it's not going to hurt your body. I mean, it'll take you a while to adjust. The vitamin C, it might send you to the bathroom and that kind of thing until your stomach adjusts to it. But, start off with 1,000 every day, just a tablet, 1,000 every day. Build your way up and start adding a second pill here and there a few times a week, and then build up and do 3 or 4. I'm doing 1,000 every day. I do the emergency. You can do that too. It absorbs faster. The emergency. This works great. This works great. You take a few sips out of a regular bottle of water, and then put this in there, and just chug it. And this works great. And you can do this 2 or 3 times a day. You're all set. Or if you rather take the pill, well then just take the pill.
So yeah, there's vitamin C is great. I just didn't know it treated cancer. That's crazy, man.
Can't treat cancer with anything else because doctors won't have a job. That's absolutely. It's all about money. All about money. Radiation, chemotherapy.
I wonder how expensive vitamin C is in the UK. Right? Maybe that they up the price over there that cures cancer. Or everybody here who has cancer should go to the UK. Or just go,
Or experiment. Just start taking cancer the rest of your life. And guess what? I don't know if they told you this or not. For those who are cancer survivors, I know because my sister is. She cut sugar out completely. No sugar. Sugar feeds cancer.
Wow. Sugar's terrible.
So stay away from sugar. Stay away from sugar. Ladies, well, I say mostly they like breast cancer and stuff. you know, if you don't have diabetes, great. Stop the saturated fats. And we're talking processed meat, even deli stuff. You go get give me a half a pound of turkey breast. That's processed too.
Yep.
That's processed. Chorizo and eggs, chorizo, processed.
So which ones are unprocessed?
Right now, there is no such thing.
Hmm. So stop meats in
It'll be very
totality.
hard to find foods that are not processed. You really got to do your homework, because even if they claim not processed, somewhere one of the ingredients along the line comes from something that was processed.
Yeah. Homework tells me saturated fats in combination with sugars um, causes everything. Even everything, heart disease, everything. It's that storage cell somebody was talking about earlier, where it stores fat as energy. So when you only take in fats, it blocks the receptor and the sugar. I'm sorry, if there is no sugar, then you're cool. But if you're combining both, the sugar goes in. I can't remember it, but it's an actual study that was done. So I said it was like contrary to popular belief, saturated fats before people they would say you don't even eat avocado because avocado has fats, and now they say well they're good fats. Eat avocados. Um,
Right, exactly.
so it's kind of a weird, cholesterol is I don't even know, man. It's too much contradiction.
All right, I'm going to take this graphic off the screen. So if you guys need it, make a screenshot. If you need it, send me a message and I'll send it to you anyway. But yeah, boost your immune system. Boost your immune system. That's how COVID's gonna die. I'm not a fan of masking kids. Mine are way adult age, so I can't be in this fight necessarily. But I don't think a little kid wearing a mask all day. Don't force it.
I say it depends on the surroundings. Like my kids, they wear it everywhere they go, and I'm like, hey man, there's nobody else around here besides us, and we're with us all the damn time, so there's no difference. Like, breathe a little bit. You gotta breathe. You can't just be there. Like I said last time, it's like wearing a paper bag over your nose all day long. You can't do that.
Yeah, even when I'm in an airplane, when I've been on an airplane, my mask is on. I'll unhook the left side, so it's kind of sitting.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
it's kind of open, so I'm getting fresh air, but it looks like it's on me.
It's needed. If you're around nobody, then what?
But I'm in an airplane sitting with 180 other people.
Yeah,
but you gotta have it right. So I would just unhook it so I can get some fresh air. Yeah, man, it's refreshing to get fresh air if you're breathing this hot air all day.
Your brain needs oxygen to function.
So what? Yeah, would I cheat? Yeah, I would. But you know what? That's too freaking bad because you have to. Your body needs the fresh air. Let's see. Let's get some of the more comments here before we get too backed up.
Let's check them out.
Treating cancer with snake parts. I have some friends in Durango, and they say it works, but you cannot use it here in the U.S. because doctors will not have a job. Snake parts. Haven't heard that one yet.
I wonder which part it is.
Yeah, which parts? Body needs. Julia, thanks for joining us. Body needs vitamin D3 as well. Also a big role in the fight against cancer. Vitamin D. Vitamin D3. There you go. Nitrates. Nitrates are carcinogenic.
Whoa.
Now, so people are going to argue, okay, exactly. People are going to argue, okay, no meat. Where do I get my protein from? Well, guess what? Vegetables, plants is where you get your protein.
It's like they say, how do bulls get so big and all they do is eat grass all day long?
Yeah.
So big and strong.
Yeah.
But I eat bulls, so.
Next to the flea market is a little fruit stand. Yes, I've been there. I know what you're talking about. That sells the black garlic. So it helped me out a lot. I take one in the morning. It's that little shop right next to the 77 flea market. Been there. They've got that. What is that fruit? I forget what it's called. It's like a big giant. Oh And with jackfruit, they've got. If you like jackfruit, they've always got
I haven't
huge
tried that.
jackfruit.
It looks pretty good.
Nitrates and nitrites are cancer-causing chemicals in preserved foods and deli and canned meats. Yeah, that's the other thing. You get food and ingredients that come in aluminum cans. Well, guess what? Your body's taking in some of that aluminum, some of that metal over your whole life. Tiny, tiny, minuscule particles of aluminum are getting into your body. It's almost no way around that.
Don't they
Like,
say like using your phone causes cancer too?
yeah, allegedly using your cell
Like
phone up to
the
your ear.
ear buds or whatever. Also, allegedly, I think there was supposedly a study. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know
In
that.
California, bro, when I went to Disneyland, they had that everywhere. This causes cancer
Oh yeah,
everywhere, signs everywhere, and I'm like, what the? I
yeah.
can't
You
go nowhere. You sit on this chair and it causes cancer, and I'm like, what the hell, you know?
next time you buy some electronics, look at the little label for California residents, and there's a cancer warning.
You know, the sun causes cancer too.
I eat a lot of turkey breasts and have type 2, and it's fine with me. The other meats spike my sugar, and I eat a lot of avocado. It's good for diabetics. No, I got to start eating avocado. Damn it! I'm gonna
Oh, I
try.
forgot you don't like
I'm gonna
avocado.
try. I hate avocado.
Just put salsa on it or something. That's the only way I can take it.
What's up, Ozzy? Laugh my ass off. At the rules, they say you have to wear a mask outside. Not me, man.
But then, hey, so then they don't have that rule, and then what happens? We're gonna sue them because we went there and we got COVID.
Right?
That's what they do, bro. These businesses are protecting themselves because if they don't have the warning, they're gonna get a lawsuit as soon as. Well, I went and I ate there, and I got whatever.
Right.
It's crazy. It's like the slip and fall. If there's water there and there's no sign, you'll try to slip and fall, and maybe you will win a lawsuit. But if the sign is there, it's like, hey, the sign was there, man.
Right, Ozzy? You just can't win, man. You can't win. Have airlines integrated some kind of air purifier in planes or use a spray mist machine to sanitize? Just curious. I have not traveled by plane since COVID. So, some airplanes have HEPA filters, and they do a good job of that. Other airplanes don't have HEPA filters because they don't recycle air. They actually use fresh air from the outside that comes into their system.
Wow.
So you're getting fresh air, but not all airplanes have that. The ones that don't have that do have the HEPA filters. As far as sanitizing, they are now sanitizing down to once a week. They used to do it every single day. Anytime an aircraft landed at your airport, for example, here in Brownsville, a plane landed, people got off, a team would go in, disinfect the airplane, a spray mister, a mist would go and layer all the touch up parts that people touch the most. Like your seats, your armrests, the overhead little doors for your luggage, and they would wipe the tables down, the trays down. They would do all that stuff. They would do that after every single flight, after every flight that landed.
That's tough.
Now and then once a week, they would treat the aircraft at night. The overnight aircraft would stay, and they would get a different kind of treatment. A treatment. It's called a Zuno. Zuno is the chemical or the brand. I think it's a chemical. So they would do that once a week. So now, at least before I left, this was a couple of months ago, they stopped sanitizing after every flight, and they only do it at night. They only do it once a week now.
Wow. And it's working. So, like you said, they've never been heard of a case on an airplane.
Yeah, you have to say you have not heard of, and that's the one they do once a week. That's very effective to kill stuff. It lasts for I forgot how many days it lasts. So it's not just overnight and it's ineffective. It's actually pretty good.
Okay. So it's not like they lower down. Uh, Basically, the new chemical or the chemical they're using lasts
Yeah,
week or whatever.
yeah, and they've done the studies. They've tested airplanes. They've sprayed, and they went back days later and they test again, and they see what if this chemical is still there. And yes,
Wow.
so that one that they do once a week is turned out to be very effective.
It's like microban lasts 24 hours. So I'm sure there's something
It
lasts a
is,
lot
and
longer
it's
than
a
that.
machine. It looks like a machine gun,
Industrial.
and it's a mist. And you know what? It's not healthy to spray it. You got to have a mask on and you got to have goggles on. If that gets into your eyes, it can cause nasty damage to your eyes. So whoever's doing it, I mean, applying the thing is a pain in the ass too, but it's done and apparently it's working. When you get COVID after effects on your breathing, you have to use an inhaler. It screws your breathing up. But I got a medicine from a friend. It took 10 days and my breathing is back to normal. Well, glad to hear that. What medication was it, by the way?
Great to hear that, yeah.
It's so black. I'm assuming he's talking about, was it black garlic?
Black garlic.
With onions, tomatoes, a chile pico de gallo.
He's talking about avocado now.
Avocado. Toxins. Blueberries. Blackberries. Right? What other kind of berries? Boysenberry? Is that boysenberry? There's another kind of berry. I can't remember. Cherries, even. I love cherries. Eat a lot of blueberries. A lot of blueberries. Tomatoes are supposed to be good for you, for men, to fight against prostate issues. And I think I've come to realize I don't mind tomatoes. I don't like the seeds and the guts of the tomato. I just like the meat of the tomato.
I don't do tomatoes too much. Except
me neither.
I own a salsa, right? But that's like puree.
Right. Yeah.
Or ketchup. I love ketchup though.
So anyway, hopefully we exhausted our COVID segment. What else is happening in the world? Afghanistan is happening in the world. Hot topic. Hot daily topic.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Probably lose a bunch of viewers right now because they don't want to hear all this crap. But you know what? It's a hot topic. You got to talk about it.
World.
He won't give me the recipe, but I can get it anytime I want. I've helped out 5 people with it, and they were heavy people, and they all felt great. Well, that's good. Keep passing it on, man. Help your fellow man. So the big thing going on right now is apparently right now there's about 550 Americans that are stuck in Afghanistan. And we're trying to get them out. So Biden decided to pull our troops out of Afghanistan and hastily got the troops out and then decided, oh, we got to get our Americans out.
Damn. We forgot.
So it was a mad scramble. I'm sure you guys saw this last week. Poor people, Afghanistanis clinging onto the airplane, trying to hold on. It was heartbreaking to see all that. So you got the Trump haters are going to say, oh, this is Trump's fault. And he caused all this to happen. It's like, no. There's a way of doing things, and I wrote this before. You get a kid who plays Call of Duty, and he'll do a better job than what Biden did getting these people out there. It doesn't take a brilliant person. If you're going to do this, just get all our people out. Just start moving people out. Nobody has to know. You get anybody out. And then, we're pulling our troops out. Guess what? You got everybody out. There's a way to do things. And it's common sense. Rescue your people. Get them out before you start making any kind of noise about withdrawing the troops. But did he do that? Did it backwards. Then suicide bomber a couple days ago. So many young kids. Somebody here from Laredo, a young man. And needless death. Didn't have to happen. And yeah, somebody said, you know what? Why did the Marines die? Because we were there playing freaking traffic cop, crowd control. Should have been nowhere near there doing that stuff. But guess what? We're asked to help wherever possible, and that's what we were doing. Shouldn't have happened that way. Should not have been a loss of life. Talk about incompetent, and the people who handle him whoever these makes these decisions, and I can't believe, I don't want to believe there were military people who had him do it this way. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't, plus when all this went down, he's on vacation.
Shit.
Come on, man. This is,
How convenient.
and here we are a year ago or whatever it was, or for 4 years, wanting to impeach Trump over a freaking phone call. Over a phone call he allegedly made. Turned out to be all false. And they want to impeach him. So now we got this situation. Is President Biden incompetent? Is this impeachable? Is this a dereliction of duty? Did he cause all this to have this death? Should not have happened. Didn't go about things the right way.
He hasn't done a single thing the right way. I can't think of one thing he's done that is just great for the country. Like, great, we're moving forward. It's progress. I don't see it.
Just a sad loss of life. Stuff that shouldn't have happened. I mean, like I said, if we know people are there, our own people, Americans, don't you just kind of secretly just get on this plane at midnight on that day or whatever? Every day you start getting people out. Every day for whatever, 2 weeks, start getting people out. Internally, they know what's going on. We have to evacuate. And guess what? Nobody's left except our troops. All right. By the way, we're pulling out of Afghanistan. See you later. Fly the planes out of there and we're done.
And keep all the damn, they left all the weapons and everything,
Fucking turned over hundreds and thousands of helicopters and machine guns and Humvees and tanks, weapons. Just left it there. Helicopters with a computer system with our technology in there. There, they just handed it to them. But
don't make sense.
What the hell?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense at all. Period. No. Like, how does that make sense? It doesn't.
When you're a president, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Well, you're right, but except he's the other the other problem I have with him is that he won't talk to the press. They don't want to let him. He will not say. He'll stick to the script. And when he did speak, he said, "I'm only going to talk to I'm going to talk to I'm told to ask for these people," and he'll say who to talk to.
Cherry pick.
Yeah. And the other day he was talking with the ambassador to Israel. This was, I think, today or last night. And Joe Biden's there. I swear he's falling asleep in his chair. The ambassador to Israel is speaking, and Joe Biden's there with his eyes closed, looking down. All right, he's either praying or he's asleep. Do you guys see this?
I didn't, but yeah, this dilemma goes far back, dude. This whole Taliban stuff and all this stuff goes far. If you ever look up the history of the Taliban and you see who originally funded the whole project, you'll trip out. Back in the, I don't even know, 80s or something. I don't recall the year. That was a whole trip. Like, why?
Yeah, and it's, people are saying, well, Trump got us into war. Oh, no, Trump didn't get us into war. Did we bomb and we kill the Syrian guy who was bad? Yes, we did that. Specific airstrike.
Yeah.
Did that. Got him out. Badass terrorist. Didn't need him.
Yep.
But he didn't start a war. Trump didn't get us into any wars. And I guarantee you, if it would have been him, they would not have been handled this way.
There was too much truth that Trump was bringing. People didn't want that, But like I said, we sit here today and we mourn the lives of the Marines who were lost for no reason, and all the other people who have been lost throughout the years, not just this time, right?
Yeah.
So that's a tough pill to swallow already. But we go back and we see who's the one who started these terrorists, and it's not a conspiracy theory. It's real things that were leaked or actually made public by the CIA. The CIA started the whole terrorist group when the Soviets had infiltrated Pakistan, and the only way that these people can get rid of them was by funding. I can't remember the name of this group, something with an M, like as in Mary, and they funded them, gave them all the weapons they needed, got the Soviets out of there. From that project, the Taliban was born. And some CIA guy was telling him, like, "Hey, man, you're creating a beast. This is not what you want to do." And it's a true story, man. It's not
Yeah,
a
in fact,
myth.
it's the subject of the movie. There's a movie called Charlie Wilson's War,
Wow.
and with Tom Hanks, and that's about that, about his dealings in Afghanistan and the effort to assist rebels fighting against the Soviets. Good movie, by the way. It's factual. Charlie Wilson's War. It's a few years old with Tom Hanks. Check that out. That's the movie of the week if you haven't seen it.
What's the name of it again?
Charlie Wilson's War.
All right.
Let's see, where was it here? Let me get back to some of these. Why would Biden do this backwards? He has advisors. Didn't anyone advise? Yeah. So from what I understand, he was advised, but he chose not to listen to his advisors. He said, "Just get our troops out, and we'll deal with everybody else afterwards." That, in a nutshell, that's what they said. Why didn't anybody stop him? Why didn't a general or whatever say, "Whoa, that's not how this works"?
Yep.
Unless they did, and he overrode them because he's president. It's asinine. I mean, all you got to do is read. I have The Art of War.
Yep.
Abel, he's read this book.
I have it here somewhere. Yeah.
Great strategies. What to do and what not to do. One of the things is if you're overpowered, turn around and walk away. Don't confront. And it's a basic common sense, basic thing. Get everybody out first before you withdraw troops. And we're talking about people that have helped us, like translators and all that. Afghanistanis who have helped us. They've helped the U.S. and we've abandoned them. And that's why you got a lot of people right now. Now they're hating on the U.S. They're hating on the U.S. They're hating on Biden specifically. And they feel betrayed, as they should.
Man, that's crazy. The thing I would hate the most is if they just use these lives as pawns to a bigger scheme.
That's why shit happens. Why? Because the U.S. is nice to everyone. Yeah, and when Trump came along, he started. We protect a lot of countries around the world.
Yep.
But we don't get paid for it. We just, it comes out of, we're doing the work and we're paying the bill. So when he got into office, he said, there's a cost for this. Here's your bill. This is what you're going to start paying. And it's like, everybody was like, you know what? Yeah. Why are we doing this for free? Using our resources. They're using our expertise, our technology. And guess what? Those countries didn't have a problem with it. They were paying. Was that wrong? No, of course not. Julia, yes, agree. Shaking my head. Let the guy do his job. People quit complaining. What the hell did Trump do for you or me? I think he did a lot for the country, man. You can't deny. You can't tell me. Oh, I don't know. I mean, the people who hate Trump just hate him, period. It doesn't matter what you say. But you cannot sit and tell me we were not in a better place with him. Other countries respected this country. Like, damn, that dude, he don't play. But now you got China and Putin. They're going to be walking all over this guy Biden.
Play any game they want to play now.
You know what's another consequence of all this? I went by, because I'm car shopping right now, trying to find a used car. I'm not going to finance a new car. Hell no. It's impossible. So I go to the Nissan car lot and it's freaking empty.
Yep.
New
Ford
cars from new cars, it's empty. I'm like, what happened? Well, there's some kind of
part chip.
electronic chip or something that's made by the Chinese. We can't get it right now. Nissan can't, so they can't finish these cars and they can't build them. So
They say they have them sitting there, dude, like in a certain warehouse, and all they're missing is that little chip.
yep. And they can't complete the cars to manufacture them and send them out and fulfill what the dealers need because of that little chip that's only made in China.
Control.
Got that right. Nothing is new. They already know how the U.S. does its job. Nothing new. Well, they knew what was going to happen with Joe Biden, and that's why they're walking all over him. Treason. There was, yeah, absolutely. Incompetence. His incompetence led to treason. I don't even know if Joe understands. Some people were saying, his wife should be charged with elderly abuse for allowing him to run for president, knowing how his mind was deteriorating.
Man.
And now the U.S. looks like a dog running away with his tail between his legs. It's like, what the hell, man?
That's a scary thing, yeah.
The
third term.
I would hate to think it's him.
I saw a video about something like that.
I would hate to think it's him. And why do these people want to run this country into the ground? There's nothing. People, America first. That's all racist. Like, no, it's not. Before we can help anybody else, we got to be able to help ourselves. Take care of us first.
They're running it to their convenience. That's it.
The guy who's broke, homeless on the street, you can't help somebody else get off his feet. He needs to get himself off his feet, and then he can help his buddy get up on his feet. There's nothing wrong with that. So he's got to take care of himself first. Just like we're talking about personal responsibility. Get your immune system up in order. Fix yourself, right?
So same thing with the country.
Yep. Let's take care of that Brownsville dilemma first. What Brownsville dilemma? You mean, the SpaceX, they want to make a tunnel to the island? Yeah, we'll talk about that too, maybe. The administration, hi, Wendy. The administration makes us, yeah, exactly. We're like weaklings right now. Where now, everything that these people said about Trump and how he was making what he was doing to the country, what they were accusing him of doing to the country, that's what Joe Biden is doing to the country. That's what this administration is actually doing to this country.
Well, I mean, and I go back to, little research that I have done on why wars, why is there wars, right? Who makes money during a war, right? And if you look it up, it's people who manufacture, weapons, the airplanes. Boeing is number 2. The first one was Lockheed Martin. Yeah, there you go. So that one. And, it was already predicted, like in the stock, if Biden wins, put your money on that stock. What is it again?
Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, Lockheed Martin. Put your money on this stock. Because during the Trump presidency, everybody who was putting money in it took a big, huge dip. But they said, if Biden wins, expect this to be the money maker right here. Start putting your money in there right now. This was October before elections, October 2020. You know what I mean? And so it was already foreseen. If this guy wins, put your money here, because it's gonna happen. And it's just a big, big circle, bro, of money that's coming back. Not to the country, to the big ballers who are highly invested in this stock. It's money laundering. It's money laundering.
Yeah, that's for sure. You're right. That is money laundering in a huge freaking way. Hi, Cynthia. He wanted to get us out and end the war, so to speak, to celebrate the end of the war on the anniversary of September 11th. If that's true, he royally screwed it up anyway. even if that was the plan. And I can't comprehend why they would do this backwards. I don't get it.
I can't comprehend why the CIA funded all this shit back in the 80s. So it's really hard to comprehend anything after you try to comprehend that.
I know you
Because
try to
now
put it
it's
all
like
together.
everything is like, if that doesn't make sense, dude, how is what's happening right now going to make sense? It's not. How does it make sense? It's not, bro. It's not.
It's yeah, I know. It's you try to think about this and it hurts your brain. Lynn, I'm stunned that hot-headed big mouth Trump could have lost it and started a war, but he actually humbled Kim Jong Un. Yes, from North Korea.
Yeah,
Who,
he
who would
united
have?
with a lot.
Yeah, who would have thought Trump got Kim to be smiling, showing teeth on national TV, and just calm Biden starting a mess? Trump walked over, crossed the line from South Korea to North Korea.
The first president in who knows how long, right?
Yeah,
Or the
first
first
president
president
ever.
ever, who knows?
Yeah, and shook hands, and whatever the relationship was, whatever it was,
But there was a relationship.
Trump had him. He had Kim on ice.
That's crazy. Yep.
He had Kim on ice, and diffused that situation. And they all wanted anybody else to win. They wanted Hillary to win. They wanted Joe Biden to win.
It's the same clowns every damn time.
And that's why I keep saying everything they were accusing Trump of doing to the country, now what's happening with this administration. And go back and see it. Go back and look what happened since when Trump took office. I need to get rid of the Taliban, Al Qaeda, ISIS, ISIS-K, the POTUS. Yep, the POTUS and Pelosi. Talk about a swamp, man. And how do you trust? How do you trust the Taliban and make an agreement with them? Oh yeah, let the Americans out first. I know
it's a plan, bro. It's just like, how did that happen so easily?
Oh man,
like how that was too easy, bro. Like they say the president from, I don't remember his damn name, from there, he flew out of there with all his money in a helicopter.
Yeah, I forget his name. The president of Afghanistan.
So like, why? Take all this money, don't say nothing, just leave.
Of course,
he said, I left because I wanted to prevent bloodshed.
And of course, he denies it. But people say helicopter was full of cash, actual green United States dollars. It was loaded with cash. And he said, I'm out of here. Instead of being a captain, what are you supposed to do if you're a captain on a boat?
The boat sinks.
Yeah, you're the last one to come off. Or you go down with the ship, or you're the last one to come off.
I mean, and not only that, if the U.S. troops retreated, they left, right? They left behind people who were trained. Beijing, Biden. They left behind people who were trained by them. So why couldn't these people that we've been training there for how many years now?
20 years.
For 20 years, we leave, and these people that are trained, they have our weapons, they have our Humvees, they have our helicopter. They can't stand against 10,000 Taliban members who have, weapons that allegedly now were, dude, this is the craziest, mind-blowing thing. Witnesses have said, again, it's a conspiracy, that they saw Black Hawks flying down and giving these guys weapons before, to the Taliban, the ones who went and took people out of jail. Like, it was an orchestrated event, according to what I'm seeing. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying it's out there, right? We're not in Afghanistan or Pakistan. We have no idea what the heck's going on. All we know is what they show us.
Yeah.
But these are things that, before everything was happening, I was already investigating what the hell's going on in Afghanistan. Like, before they actually took over the whole Taliban. And there was people from Pakistan saying, this is going on here right now. This is what's going on. Crazy.
I don't know if you saw the movie Stripes with Bill Murray.
Mm-mm.
I think it was Stripes. There's a scene way at the end. I think I don't know if they're in Russia or are they in Italy. I think it's Russia. And the Russians stopped the army vehicle, and they open up the back cover, and it's all of our military guys pointing guns at them. They're pointing guns at each other, and then the Americans go, "Okay, here you go," and they start handing the guns over. Like, here you go. Come on, guys. Yeah, here you go.
Wow.
And John Candy's doing it. He's like, "Come on, yeah, let's." And it was so funny. But that's what happened. That's what happened in Afghanistan last week. Dudes just walked off, and I don't know. And now I'm hearing stories that yes, they were armed and trained, but they didn't have weapons. They didn't have enough weapons. They didn't have enough bullets. That we kind of abandoned them. They abandoned the scene. And how are they supposed to fight without bullets? That's why they got up and they left.
There was no fight. No Taliban member was scratched in the throughout this whole dilemma.
And some of these dudes are on freaking camels and stuff. So how do we lose to these guys? How do we let them overrun us?
It was just staged, bro. Like, come on.
Cynthia, yes, we lost all credibility. Our enemies see us as weak. That is dangerous for all of us. It is. It's so frustrating. Man, did you know that in the Bible says there will be another world war from a small country? U.S. will win. Whose fault will that be?
This could be the whole orchestrating thing I'm talking about. It's
end of times.
I don't know about that, but the whole orchestrated thing, this is just whack, bro. We talk about the art of war. So if our generals are calling these shots because Biden couldn't, right? But the general advises them to do this, what would they advise? To retreat, unless they're preparing for a bigger attack. That's why I said, man, I would hate that they use these lives as pawns, because if they're only using them as pawns to strike for a bigger event, just for monetary gain somewhere, or to go and gain a country, or to go gain an ally, that's wild.
Yeah. It's
because if they're not, if our generals are not, if they did this move, bro, they didn't do this move just because. These guys are war gods, basically, So there's a move. It's a chess move, but it's for a reason. They didn't do it just for nothing, and that kind of sickens me to think that these lives were lost for a bigger purpose. So I see what Ben's talking about there.
Yeah, it's so freaking frustrating. You see all these guys, and you know what? Well, I'll get labeled racist or whatever. Okay, but it's not that. I mean, but these guys some of them are wearing sandals. Most of them are wearing sandals. They're not even wearing boots, half of them. And the traditional whatever they wear, I mean, it's not even...
You can't even run in that thing.
Military, like real military attire, uniform, whatever you want to call it, combat uniforms. I mean, how could anybody lose to that? Yeah, and they can't run in that, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, it was given to them. They didn't win nothing. It was handed to them, bro. This thing was handed to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, from the beginning, the reports were, the Taliban just busted out the notorious leader from here, from these jails. So they're giving them guns. Come on, let's go. Boom. They move on to the next jail. Boom, boom. They're giving them their guns. Boom. All right. The Taliban just took over this city. So all this is happening, bro. This was 10 days before the capital was taken over, and we were still chilling like this. Like, wouldn't the leader be like, hold up, you know what? We retreated a little bit too early. Turn the damn boat around. We got to get back there. Instead, no, that was 10-day warning, bro. 10-day warning. They're busting people out of jails. All this shit is happening, and we're just like, let's go on a vacation. Come on, Grandpa, let's go.
I know, right? Yeah? This stuff is going down, and they're, oh my goodness, I know.
So, Grandpa, let's go on vacation. Don't worry about nothing. We got the other chick running the place. It's gonna be fine. And then, 10 days later, they take over the capital, which they don't take over the capital. Even the guy said nobody was harmed. We came in here. There was confrontation, but it's all part of, if somebody was hurt, it was due to confrontation.
They just strolled right in, basically.
Yeah. But we had all that time to move on it. So now we're going to be reactive. Now we're going to step back and say, Marines were killed. Now it's blood for blood, and we're going to go out there and we're going to nuke the place. But you had all that time before to plan something and didn't do shit about it.
Yeah.
UK was telling the people before, when all that shit was happening, they were saying, hey, all the UK people started getting out of the country. Start getting out of the country now. And I'm like, well, why are they saying this? What's going on? That's actually what got me looking into it. But they didn't tell the USA people to start moving out. But UK was warning their people, let's start moving out. You guys need to start moving. So they had a whole 2 weeks of getting out of there. That's why you don't see it on the news too much. Like 3,000 UK people are here, because they started 2 weeks early. They saw what the hell was out. They knew this is a dumb move. What are you expecting? We know what's going to happen. It's common sense. But
and there's another guy. I want to see, who was this? There was a guy who there's a dude who went in and rescued freaking thousands of animals, dogs and cats. Shit. He went and he got animals out.
Wow.
Glenn Beck from the Glenn Beck Show. He went in there and he rescued just over 5,000 Christian people that were there for whatever their reason for them to be there. But he raised money, and he got planes in there, and he got them all out. And we're not talking about a military operation. I don't know how he did it, but he got 5,100 Christians out. Who knows what would have happened to them, since Christians are not welcome over there. Yeah. I mean, all I can keep thinking about is epic fail. Epic fail. Ben, yes, Dennis Rodman made Kim Jong-un's mouth. I mean, they played basketball. They shot hoops. I'm sure Dennis Rodman can make a phone call and get back over there and soften the guy up for us. Did you guys see the movie The Interview? Have you seen the movie The Interview? It's a comedy. James Franco. It's about the story involving Kim Jong-un, and it's actually a funny movie. Check that out if you haven't. That's another one. The Interview. In fact, North Korea was trying to stop the U.S. from distributing that movie and putting it out because of the way it made him look. So you should check it out. It's actually a funny movie. Fox says something's going to happen within 24 hours. What? I don't know. Yeah. I posted earlier this afternoon, late afternoon, that the U.S. is telling all Americans, get away from the airport, stay away from the airport, because there's another credible threat. And so we'll see what happens with that. We put a Taliban in charge of securing our area so our soldiers could get out. And are we to believe the bomber just happened to get through security posts? Plus, we gave the names of, oh, man, don't even get me started on that. So our administration gives the Taliban, here's a list of Americans, all their names and stuff, and these people need to come out. Where do you think where is that list going to end up? Whose hands is that list going to end up? It's like you basically signed their death warrant right there. Here, these are all Americans. Go find them. And guess what? I hope we can get them out. But that's incompetence. Incompetence. And then the Taliban says, well, the bomber, that's not we were not in control of that. The U.S. guys were in control of that area there. So it's like, you know what? Why would somebody...
There's too much to think, bro.
Stupid. I can't. Julia, the ejection was hijacked. All things happening are smoke screens to deflect the audits. America is against itself for a reason.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just so crazy, bro. It's so crazy that, like I just said, everything that happened there was more than enough time to go back and save what happened. Like, come on, bro. Like, they already know where are you gonna protect the capital? Let's turn the boat back. We're gonna protect the capital. Like,
Would have been
Doesn't make
easy. Would
sense.
have been
Doesn't
easy.
easier than this, yeah. Now we're gonna be doing this shit for another 20 years, man.
Just so it's not you. I think we go in circles. It's like, God dang it! What how? And yes, that's the other thing. The election audits are happening. A lot of interesting information is coming out. And if people think, well, Trump wants to overturn the election, like no, he doesn't want to overturn it. He just wants to expose what the reality was.
Yeah, the
He's not looking for it to get overturned and for him to come back in and take over. No, that's not what he's looking for. He just wants this exposed. And a lot of stuff was coming out. And guess what? All of a sudden, we got this situation. Smoke screen? Exactly. Cynthia, yeah, exactly. Just like Abel said and you said it. We basically just walked out and said, okay, we're walking out here. You guys can come on in.
Yep. Like freaking talk about director's cut when they go like this action.
Right?
You know?
You guys talk about people that died. What about the stupid Vietnam War? There was a lot of people lost because of that shit. Yeah, well, that's true too. I lost family in that war. No one gave a crap about them. So when the war was gone, no one complained about that war. Oh, people complained about it.
Yeah.
And I know when they came back, the soldiers, they were called all kind of nasty stuff. They were attacked for just fighting in that war. That's a whole other horrible situation.
Everybody there is honored, Vietnam vets always.
Yeah.
Anybody.
And from there we can go to, do our veterans getting enough help?
I'm sure if me and Manny were around back into Vietnam, and we would probably be talking about Vietnam right now and be saying the same thing. Hey, our troops don't need to be out there. This shouldn't be happening. Blah, because we stand for the country. I mean, I feel for our army, our Marines. All our branches. There should be reserved for actual war. Not. I just can't explain it no more. But why? Like, there's so much reading to do. So much reading to do.
I know it is, and you can. Things were just. I mean, all wars suck. For sure. It sucks that one person has to die. I mean, one is one too much. And in this last batch, those 13, now I think they're saying there's 14 or 15 maybe. And, a lot of women too. These were people that were just out there directing traffic, crowd control, and gone. Go back and listen to Obama and Bergdahl's father when he was released, because we traded 5 top Taliban leaders for Bergdahl in the Rose Garden. Yeah, I think I remember that. His dad spoke in a foreign language to Bergdahl and told him, thank you for being patient. Now, one of those released is leading the Taliban now. We never negotiate. I know.
Yep.
Those freaking people that were there are now back out. And guess what they're going to be doing?
Circles, bro. Circles.
Don't forget the Afghanistan president and his soldiers just took off. Yeah, right, as we just said a little while ago. They took off. They loaded these helicopters with cash.
Why?
And
Why?
He said,
why would somebody do that, bro? Why? It doesn't make sense.
Screw this. I'm not staying here.
Because they knew some shit. I mean, if people can't see what just happened before their eyes, I don't know, bro. Everybody's blind if they didn't see it. Like I said, 10 days before it all happened, UK was pulling their people out, saying, everybody from UK need to get out of there now. Now, right now. They started leaving. These guys are breaking out people out of jail. Grandpa Joe's vacation. And,
yep.
We had those 10 days, bro, to change what is going to happen now. We had those 10 days to change the outcome of whatever is about to occur. What's going to happen? More war. How many more lives are going to be lost? Much more.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know. There was apparently we sent in a drone strike and we killed 1 or 2 of the
I saw that.
We'll call them leaders, of the ISIS-K. Yeah. Who are organizing things, and
There's no more organization to be made.
And, yeah, that too. I mean, I don't even know if I believe it. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
show me the bodies or what's left of them or whatever.
I mean, how can we just sit here and think? Uh, like I keep going back to that, dude. I'm gonna bring it back up and up all the time. We go back to seeing who the hell funded some of these crazy things. It was funded by us. But
Yep.
we're supposed to sit here right now and just be like, well, it's all under control now. We took two drones down, or we did a drone attack. It's all fine. And then we took 10 days to react to anything.
Right. Yeah.
President was on vacation, and we're supposed to just be dumb enough to just sit back and be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. What we're gonna do? It's okay. We're gonna go back there for 20 years
Right.
and repeat the cycle that has been going on forever.
And they do these drone strikes like they're trying to save face. It's like, man, too little, too late. I don't even believe that they actually killed somebody. I don't know. And now it's almost irrelevant.
It is now.
Like
Yeah,
you said, we're reacting instead of being proactive.
yeah. Why? I don't know, dude. I
No
mean,
one is.
you said incompetent. Okay, I will. I didn't want to talk down, dude, but there's a lot of incompetency behind the leader. Uh, Maybe if he didn't make the decision, whoever the heck was making these decisions is full of incompetency because they had more than enough time.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure he was in the war room with all these other people and advisors and military people, and they all let this happen.
It's like if we're having this conversation right now, right now, like we can rewind. You would understand, like, hey man, you know what? Maybe that's not the best move to make. Why is UK pulling their people out and we're not? Why are they breaking people out of jails? Like what's going?
But it should have never even got to that.
No,
It just gets to the point where, wait a minute, this is not a good idea,
like timeout.
right? Somebody, you know what? Let's get some coffee. We'll come back in 5 minutes. This is not right. How can somebody let this happen? It just, ugh.
It's unfair.
And for those of you, I know the people, Ben, I love you, bro. You know that. But people keep hating on Trump, but they're not supporting Biden what he did right now. Like, where's all the Biden supporters? Can't find none. They're all in hiding right now because they don't want to hear that we told you so. They don't want to hear any of that. And fine, it's not nice to hear that. It's not. But I don't understand how people hate Trump so much that they actually thought.
They don't even know why they hate him.
I know.
Put it that way, bro. They don't know why. It's just that they were taught to.
They just didn't like his persona on the what was that show called? The show that he did,
The entrepreneur one. I
the
don't remember the name
entrepreneur
of
or
it.
whatever. Yeah, because they didn't like him the way he was on it. But that's just the way he is. That's just the way he was. I don't want to. Man, we could talk about this all friggin' night. No one is diminishing a soldier we lost in previous wars, but when you lose them the way we did this week, it's terrible. Plus, other countries are doing more to get people out than our country has been. I know. And then was it Australia? They got the national women's of the Afghanistan women's soccer team. All those girls, females, they got them all out. They rescued them. And one of my comments was, "All right, well, can't you go in there and get our people too for us? Do us a
We're,
favor."
we're basically holding our own people hostage there, bro.
It's terrible. Pseudo administration all around. Yeah, yes, exactly. The planner that was killed was a low profile person. He was a nobody. That's what I
Yeah.
figured. But of course, they have to make it sound like, oh, we got a top level planner, advisor, whatever. And I know they're just trying to save face. But you know what? Too little, too late, bro. Too little, too late. Sleepy Joe. The only thing I hate Trump is because he's not racist. Come on, Ben. Come on, man. He's not freaking racist. Prove it to me that he's racist. All the racist crap. He didn't start no racist crap.
People started that. You know who else started that? The media started that.
Yeah.
You know why? Because division is easier to is makes it easier to rule. It's like if we have a lot of teacher viewers. So what would you prefer to if you're teaching 30 kids or 15 kids, which is easier to teach? You're gonna say I would say 15 because you can help 15 kids understand a little bit more instead of having to go through 30. It makes things a little bit more difficult. It's not impossible to rule the whole, but if you cut it down in half, I can easily rule this half, and after that, I can go and overtake the whole damn thing, because now I have at least half of them on my side. So you create division, and if you have 50% people following you because now they're hating the other person for reasons that were made up, that's 50% compared to the 20% that were actually supporting you at the beginning.
Yeah,
You know,
the numbers game.
division is power, unfortunately.
Yep. And I don't know. Is America more racist now than it was 20 years ago?
I mean, how come the whole racist thing stopped? Just because we switched presidents or what? It's not on TV that much no more. That's why I'm asking. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's kind of disappearing, right?
Yeah, it was weird. That's weird.
It's
Like
not front.
everybody now is no. There's no more racism because there's a new president.
It's all an act. It's all like they say, theater.
Yep.
It's all theater. Ben, as I see it, when he took over, racist became more stronger. When I was growing up, it was there, but I moved to Texas. But when Trump took over, it came back in.
But how did you see that? You saw it somewhere where it was shown.
Oh, I think people call him racist because he said that Mexico is sending over, that they're rapists.
They're not sending the good
Well,
people.
he didn't mean all Mexicans were rapists. I never took it that way. I never took it that way.
He said when they're sending over the people, they're not sending their good people. They're sending over the rapists and the I don't know what.
Yeah, gang members, rapists,
And
murderers.
he's
I
talking
forget what
about
else.
if you think a lot of illegals, not illegals, but people who cross in here illegally. Not all of them have the best intentions. I'm not saying the majority of them are bad. I'm just saying that let's just say out of a group of 10, there's one guy in there. All it takes is that one guy to come and kill somebody else, or to come and actually control a cell for a cartel. Because they're it's infiltrated here with cartels too. It's crazy, bro. Like,
Yeah, and
I did,
the purpose of the wall is not to keep people out. The purpose of the wall is to keep the drugs from coming in. That's the purpose of the wall, is to deter and make it more difficult for them to try to get over that wall, and that gives time, the border patrol time, to get to these spots where they're trying to come over.
yeah. The worst racism thing that the media was drawing was like the whole kids in cages, which was back to Obama. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But but it only came to light when it was like, well, Trump's president. Look what he's doing to the kids. Some of
Yeah,
them, bro. Some of these things were like fake pictures. You know what I mean?
and
We saw
and
it.
and it was footage from the Obama administration.
Yeah. So why? Why was that portrayed for division?
Yep.
A country that is divided is easier to rule. That's it.
The media and their bosses and people who actually run the media didn't want Trump there, so it became a combined effort to make him look bad and let's get him out of here.
And I mean, learning that and seeing that is crazy, man. So a lot of things that came to light during that administration period. I don't know how many impeachments. Two impeachments, being called a racist, all these other things that got thrown, and then he just got beat by another president. So if you were seeing everything that happened, you gotta at one point be like, "Holy crap! I didn't like the guy, but I can't believe this happened this way."
Yeah, and supposedly Biden won with over 81 million votes or something like that.
Wow.
Come on. But and I said it back then. George Soros, he's the guy funding this anti-Trump machine. George Soros said Trump will not be here after January 21. He said that. There's an interview where he says that Trump will be gone. So I truly believe, lying or whatever doesn't matter. They were going to get him out no matter what they had to do. He had enough money out there that they were going to get Trump out no matter what. Even if they lied, got caught in a lie, got caught in the election fraud, it doesn't matter. All what happened, the important thing that happened right now is that we impeach him and he doesn't get a chance to come back. And that's what happened.
It's terrible.
That's exactly what happened. George Soros could be the main problem. You don't know who George Soros is? Soros, Soros. Look him up. Man, when you were growing up in Chicago, were you ever called a spick? When I came to Brownsville, people didn't even know what that meant. The only people who called me a spick were other Mexicans or Puerto Ricans. I never had issue with racism ever in my whole time growing up, ever. So, I don't know. I claim ignorance, maybe. That's why I love Chicago. There was none of that. There was not, we keep talking about this. There was a time when we could watch stuff. You could watch Blazing Saddles. You can watch All in the Family, the Jeffersons. They would insult each other, even say the N-word on TV. And then we'd discuss, we'd laugh. Oh, it's a great show. And then, the next day, everybody went on with their lives. There was nobody was butthurt. But as soon as they started handing out participation trophies, that's when the country went down the crapper. BB sounds like my Democrat's friend. It's his personal opinion. I respect that. Yeah. Hey, if you guys love Biden or hate Trump, whatever, I'm still gonna. You can be here and tell me all about it. I'm not gonna block you or none of that stuff.
I don't hate either or. Like I said, I go back to thinking that the whole. I don't even want to talk about this no more, bro. I'm scared to talk about this stuff, dude. There's so many things that are happening, dude. With what's really happening and what really could be happening, it's scary to talk about. So I'll just say my respect to the president and whatever it is that he's attempting to do. And
well, I mean,
his opinion, great.
I'm not afraid. He's incompetent and he needs to be removed.
Yeah, well, that's not the problem. The problem, we take it back to who's really running stuff.
George Soros is the one really, and somebody.
When will we find out?
Here, Lynn says, I'm surprised that Trump's millions didn't save his second term. He's a billionaire, but guess what? George Soros has more money. And not just money, he's got the influence. George Soros, I mean, people were dying. People are dying. What do they call it? Hillary's kill list. There's a real list. People actually died. When they want you removed, they will just eliminate you. They call it a suicide, or they'll call it a car accident. I mean, George Soros has a lot of influence, and he's bigger than Trump on a worldwide level. So, Trump is like, well, do I want to spend $2 billion in defending myself and getting all this? And you know what? It wasn't meant to be. I'm telling you, they were so set on him not being there. They were going to remove him at all costs. And George Soros got deep pockets. Didn't matter. It didn't matter if they were lying about the elections and doing all this fraudulent stuff. Blatant. They didn't care. The important thing was that Trump was not reelected. That was the mission. And he won. George Soros won that fight. I'll never forget that. He said, Trump will not be here. So Trump didn't have a chance. The entire machine was against him.
Yep.
And there could have been more people to stand up for him, but people were afraid. You got people in the closet who are afraid to say that they're Trump supporters. And that's okay. It shouldn't be like that, but that's fine. And then I get told, in messages, oh, you're always talking about, that. You know what? For as much crap as Biden, as Trump took the last 4 or 5 years, I mean, they threw everything but the kitchen sink at him, from criticism to everything. You name it. Well, you know what? Then, now it's my turn. Hell no, that's what I got called growing up. Yeah, I mean, I was called that, but just by other Spanish people. And I didn't say, I don't care. Now, the one thing I did get called a lot, it was a coconut. And, that doesn't even bother me. I'm okay with that. I was born and raised in Chicago among white people, among many people that were not Hispanic. There were a lot of Indian people in Chicago, too. A lot of native people, a lot of India, people from India, and blacks and Asians. And, I mean, you name it. Chicago was everything. If you guys felt racism over there, sorry, bro, I did not. Answer me one question: why, when Trump was asked to show his tax form, he didn't? All the presidents said. That's what's got me. You know what? I don't even care. I don't care. He's got his reasons for hiding his income.
I mean, I just wonder.
You know why? Why? Because he's a businessman.
What does that have to do with being a? I don't understand what it has to do with anything.
The economy was great. Gas was cheap. And people were making money. Unemployment was so freaking low. It wasn't eliminated, but it was so freaking low. It was almost gone. The economy was booming. And now it's the opposite.
It's crazy.
I don't care about his tax forms. He's a businessman. I would like to see Pelosi's tax forms, all these people that were not rich when they came into politics who are now rich and wealthy.
That'd be nice.
How about look at that, their tax forms? And there are things that they vote on, and they know what they're voting on, and they know certain business ventures that are coming around to their state. So what do? They go and buy stock, and they start piling up stocks in that industry, in that business. They do that. Pelosi did that. P.S. I do hate the administration. Right in the white. Yep. I hate it. It's a problem. And look at it this way: as long as they don't mess with my Social Security check and rent check, my retiree check, I don't give a shit who's president.
Oh, there you go. You cared though when Trump was president.
Yeah, trust me, your checks, your money was better when President Trump was in office. I do feel it's unfair that Trump could hold out for years to show us financials, but if we business middle class keep our records from IRS, we get sanctioned ASAP. You know what? He's got, for somebody who makes that kind of money, I don't know if you know this, but Rachel Maddow from MSNBC, she got a hold of a few years of his tax returns, and she grabbed one, and she was so happy. And, she's showing the paper. Here we go. We got Trump's tax return from, I don't know what, 2000 whatever. And she's looking through it like she's going to find something bad. And she looks and he paid, $15 million or whatever it was in taxes, and how much money he made. And she says, well, mazel tov, successful guy here. And guess what? She didn't find anything. Just from that 1 year that they had. Somebody leaked it.
I mean, taxes are different, bro. When we're talking about providing goods and services versus real estate, taxes in real estate is way, way lower. You're just actually providing people a home, an apartment, an offices for people to run a business. So the taxes are way, 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 way lower on real estate. Yeah, some of them aren't even untaxable.
And big corporations, they have deals where they do get tax breaks as long as they're creating and building business and hiring people and creating jobs. So a company like Best Buy or Amazon
which is a
or
great thing.
whatever, yeah, say, yeah, we'll give you a tax break. You want to create 5,000 jobs next week or next month? Okay. Or next year, whatever. Yeah. But you want that.
Yeah, because it's like you rather give us the 5,000, or would you like to? I mean, sorry, would you rather give us 5 million, or would you rather hire 5,000 people and give them the money? I'll just get 5,000 people. I'll give them the money. Employees.
Yeah, they do. It's a regular
It pumps
common
the
business.
economy, bro. It's economy,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a regular business practice in any state in this country. Big corporations are going to build a 20-story building and have 5,000 people work there. Yeah, they're going to get a tax break.
And then they're gonna pay taxes. It'll be pulled out of the employees' taxes.
Yep.
So it's just at the end, there's no loss. It's actually creating more work.
I have a tax business for 32 years, and I have had IRS audit me. They didn't see anything, but we're talking about that resident. Again, somebody who makes that kind of money. If I made that kind of money, yeah, I wouldn't want people to see my dealings. But it doesn't mean I'm dealing with Russians or Chinese or anything. It just means I don't want to see people to know how much money I'm making. Presidency something fishy. You keep thinking that. He did file bankruptcy several times to save his assets and get into tax evasion. If we file bankruptcy, we mess up our future for good. It's different. It's a different kind. There's many different kinds of bankruptcies, and bankruptcies are put there to help. Any of us can file for bankruptcy. There's different kinds. There's bankruptcies for business. There's reorganization, and they're put there for a purpose, and everybody uses them.
And there's a reason. There's a reason why it's legal.
Yep. And it's not just Trump. A lot of people use that to reorganize and, yes, save money, or yes, save the business or save the company. So it's not a uncommon, and nobody hears about it because everybody's focused on, Trump filed bankruptcy so many times. Like, it's a business school. It's a business tool. It's a business tool. All right, so where are the peons at? Yeah, kind of. We are the peons. For somebody who's got $4 billion, compared to that, hey, okay, I'm a peon. When did he withhold tax from the IRS? No, he's never withheld taxes. They're saying they're withholding their. He doesn't want to show his tax returns. People act like he did his taxes on his own, so he could cheat. He had many tax professionals. Yeah, and there's a lot of loopholes and a lot of tax laws and a lot of loopholes to take advantage of.
It's a business, for one. It's not like our taxes. It's a business corporation.
Yeah, Trump can't just go to H&R Block and say, "Here, do my taxes for last year."
International business,
you pay money. He paid a lot of money to these.
It's like what's his name, Bezos. They say he almost doesn't pay taxes on some of the stuff, but it's just part of pumping the economy, bro. I mean, why would you not want somebody pumping the economy in your country? Why would you not want 20,000 employees to be paying you taxes?
Yeah, look how many people he employs. Look how many people spend money on Amazon every day. 24 hours a day. That's a money-making machine. People pay taxes on that. People have jobs so they can buy stuff on Amazon. The more people buy from Amazon, guess what? Shipping companies are working 24 hours a day also. All right. Good night. Yep. I think it's time to call it a night, Abel. It's been 2.5 hours already, and I'm getting a little thirsty. Everyone, please share the show. You can share it right afterwards. It's on Facebook.com/Manny Behind the Mic and YouTube.com/Manny Behind the Mic. I got my little Cash App thing in there. We do need some financial assistance to pay for some of the expenses to keep doing these. And any little bit helps. I appreciate it. And otherwise, if you have not liked the page yet, or if you know somebody who hasn't, please encourage them to do so. Give my page a like. And I'll be back with you in a couple days. We don't do a Sunday show, but I'll have something for you on Monday. Abel, it's been fun. It's been a while, and we're glad we did this.
Shook the dust off.
That's right. Everyone, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Have a great rest of your Saturday night. or Sunday morning, I should say. And have a great Sunday with your families. Please spend Sunday with your families. Enjoy them. And we will talk to you again in a couple days. Good night, everybody.